I mean, there's sunshine there, and that's part of the selling point. I can see that.
Yeah, it's been a very like rainy couple of days here in Massachusetts, which is good because our state is now like forest fires are now a problem.
Oh yeah. Yep. Hey, all right. And then I also will be able to monitor the chat, so if anyone starts talking to us, we can also respond to
Yay!
that. So,
Woo!
Oh my gosh. How many freaking things do I have
How
to
many
go?
updates does Discord? How behind is it on the updating?
Well, I'm also like signed out. And so it's like, are you human?
Mhm.
oh, all of the things to get back into it. Yeah.
Oh my God. It's like new
Remember,
login
remember your
detected.
password.
Yeah, please check your email. I'm like, yes, I know.
Remember.
I'm logging in. Yeah, please check your email. I'm like, yes, I know. I'm logging in.
How's it Hello, and welcome to movies, well, or games we dig. Today, we're playing Hades 2, the Olympic update. Yay!
Yay!
We have a kitty cat.
Leo's here.
Leo is here to help us through the underworld. I think it's the underworld.
I actually don't know that much about the context of this game. I've played one quite a bit, but I know next to nothing about two. I've been holding off until the full version of the game happens. But I want to say it involves Olympus.
No, actually,
Oh, never mind then.
but that was a good guess. No, we're still pretty stuck in the. It feels like the underworld. Oh, and your cat cam is already appreciated
Fantastic.
from one of
Hey,
our
buddy.
top fans, Tommy. Hi, thank you for joining us.
Hey, buddy, you can look into the camera. That'd be nice.
Okay, and he'll be back later. He's gotta do some shopping, but we're gonna be here for a while because there's obviously a lot to get through. So
Yes. And should we introduce Andy or explain Andy?
Andy is our tech guy and the one who will be playing the game on our behalf, so we can do the commentary. And that's Tiger Lily behind him, who's going to try and escape now.
Eventually.
Eventually, she'll demand it later. But yes, yeah. So we're doing a playthrough of Hades 2, and we're eventually gonna have an episode about it.
Fresh file. We're starting. I say like I'm going to contribute. I'm just going to see
know, right?
judge. Yeah. And we're just we're starting completely fresh from the top. All right.
Yeah. I'm excited for you guys to see some of it. Now, Andy's a speed reader.
Okay. Fine. That's fine. It's fine.
So you have to tell me when to advance.
But gods do not go quietly, and history repeats. So this tale was only a matter of time.
Death to Kronos.
All right. Let's get it.
Yeah, so we're in Erebus right now, which is like another component of the Underworld.
Yes. Deep Darkness, I believe.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So made short work of these first goods.
Yeah. With the power of a staff. I think we have a staff right now.
Clearly, this isn't Andy's first rodeo.
Yeah, right.
No. He's
I played a lot of Hades.
although we haven't played in like quite a few months now. Like not since the summer, right?
Yeah, May.
And the basic kind of layout of this game, I assume, is like the first one, where there's different sort of worlds with procedurally generated rooms, and you go through X amount of rooms, and then you get to a boss, and then
Yep.
all right, Melanoe.
There's a lot more crafting to this now too, though.
That seems like a natural development for a video game sequel to like add a crafting element.
Yeah, because I think you can fish and stuff now too.
Okay, here's our first god.
Here's
We got
Apollo.
Greetings from Olympus.
And of course, all of our characters are very pretty again.
Natural.
Well, what's the point? Yeah.
Yeah. Mhm.
So, what about Apollo's boons? What do you do? It increasing attack, sprinting, casts.
Andy likes being. Ooh, okay. Andy usually likes fast.
I was gonna go.
Okay.
I was gonna fast, but all right.
I was
Well, 'cause they
tempted.
each of the gods usually kind of have like more or less a kind of theme to the kind of boons they, at least in the first game, where
Yeah,
like
I
Athena
feel-
tend to be like defensive and sort of like reflective and parrying, whereas like other ones like Dionysus, they give like status effectors and things like that.
I remember the like Andy plays with one like has like a cool shield effect that like fights back, but I forget what it is. I'm not as good about the game mechanic aspect of this, so
Well, that's when you go down into the weeds of maximizing or like trying to figure out the like optimal sort of like, if you have this god's boon, then like who stacks with that and who pairs with that really well.
yep. Now this is considered a rogue-like game, is that right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. So there was a game called Rogue. That's like the origin of the term, where I think like a true rogue game is every room, it's procedurally generated. So every room is some kind of random combination of like enemies or traps or whatever it is. And every time you do it, you start completely fresh. And then so the light element of the rogue light is that in these kinds of games, when you die or you fail on the run, you go back to the beginning, but you retain some stuff. Like you keep some of the experience, you get some of the upgrades. So when you reattempt it, you're slightly stronger every time. Whereas in like a true rogue game, the only thing that's changing, and the only thing that's improving or changing is just you.
Yeah. I would be so frustrated by a game like that. Like this game is art looks really hard. My
It's
speed
very-
in Stardew Valley most of the time.
I mean, that has a ticking clock element. All right.
It does.
Sorry about that, guys.
Oh, no worries. Oh, here's Poseidon back again.
Ugh, I love his hair. What shampoo do you use, Poseidon? Come on.
Send
seawater.
that my way.
He just never leaves water, y'all. So his hair's always moisturized.
So sprint, omega moves, and casts. Andy, are you a casting is like one of the elements of this game I tend to sleep on. But
It's good. I actually think casting is much better in 2 than it was in 1.
Excellent.
Actually gonna take it.
Yeah. Andy, can you explain what was your favorite build in the first Hades? Because I know Colin had a favorite build too.
I like to use Hermes and do a lot of dashing and
Okay, so
dodge because I
Hermes,
do a
that
lot
was one
of
of the-
close fighting.
Yeah, Hermes was one of the ones I almost avoided like entirely, because this is like he's probably part of the game where like if I was a better player, I would realize that his boons are actually where it's at. But I was just like, no, just give me the stuff that just does more damage.
Yeah, he's versatile, as in like you're always gonna get him in a run, so you can't avoid him. And all his stuff is just good, but not great.
Yeah. I think I tended to. I remember I tended to like Athena, although I also I think I liked Poseidon's boons a lot, like a lot of his
his are
dashing
good.
stuff.
This is a new boss, like a new. It's not really
No, it's not.
like a
A
sub
mini
boss
boss.
fight.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because I don't remember it from before the Olympic update. So there's gonna be stuff Andy and I haven't seen
Alright,
yet.
took
This is not a new boss.
It's not? Okay.
No.
I don't remember.
Y'all, I'm gonna
Alright.
briefly leave the game on my phone so my actual Discord on my computer finally started.
Okay, cool.
Fantastic. And so we're about to meet Hestia.
Oh, I love Hestia's look too.
Good girl you are. And here I was just about to burn this whole blasted place to the ground myself. Now, here's a little warm up for ya.
And it seems like in this game, because in
Sorry, that was me.
Yep.
We know.
you get the echo.
Just make sure you mute.
There it
Yep.
is. Cool. Because
I'm
in the
working on
first
it,
game,
guys.
all good. In the first game, there's a couple like conspicuous absences of like the Panther, like Apollo being the big one, Hera too, maybe Hephaestus. And so like it seems like in this game they're kind of working in the other characters that I'm sure they were thinking about, but just had to leave on the cutting room floor for
Oh, yeah.
time and
Well, there
and
was definitely some characters before the Olympic update that I saw that their character design hadn't been fully developed, like they're enshrouded.
yeah.
And I was one of the I guess I don't want to spoil it though, but like one of those characters I thought that like that was enshrouded was really interesting because of who he is mythologically. So we'll see if that changes when he appears.
Oh no, it just took some big hits.
Kitty. I'm so tired.
It has been a bit since I played this.
Yeah.
Split path.
It's okay. No one's expecting it on the first run.
No. We'll see if you get we'll see if you get to the first boss. I feel like we missed like some intro because you literally just get into it.
Yeah, the first one was
You're
like that
supposed
too.
to get killed here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Supposed
there
to.
is like yes.
Mhm.
Because like there was an open question with the first game, like whether because like you start and it's generally expected that you're gonna die
Yeah. Okay,
on the
here we
first
go.
run.
Back already. Damn it.
Yeah, I forget that Andy's very good at this game. At least good enough to be like, I feel like we're missing something.
All right, who's this? Some shade.
You trifle with powers far beyond your comprehension, witch. Speak.
My eternal rest.
That was pretty decent, right, Mel?
They had a door.
All right, door.
Okay, if I call you witch like that.
So, not to spoil, but is this a sort of slight reference that she's in a reference to Pandora? Is she Pandora's
Oh,
ghost?
that probably would be who, yeah.
That's
Because there is in the first game, there's Dusa, who is strongly hinted at to be like the Medusa, and
Yeah.
she's just a floating Gorgon head.
Yeah.
This old unfinished painting. Don't look away.
Okay,
Don't
so
forget.
there's
all that the
Zag
Titan took
with
from
Persephone and Hades.
Mhm. And it definitely suggests that Melinoe was born after
After, yes,
the events of the first game. And they're all gone somehow.
Stand tall and
yes,
show
Kronos has done something.
Yep.
Time forced our hand.
Oh,
Melinoe.
love her design so
We all
much.
expected you
Here's
to slay
Hecate
our enemy
with
last
washboard
year.
abs.
Yeah, I know.
right.
With abs, everyone wants those abs.
I lack such forgiveness for my failure, Headmistress Hecate. The Titan yet lives, and Olympus yet burns, while I'm back where I started. Yes, recovered bodily, if not in spirit, and grown wiser for it. You've not failed, merely begun. This is all part of the task. Death to
Cool,
Kronos.
cool, cool.
Okay,
I almost want to title this as like Melinoe's Vengeance.
yeah,
The crossroads, that haven hidden
Twixt.
surface
Such a great word.
yeah. Is
rightful
I forget who the voice actor is for the narrator, but I love them.
Oh, yeah.
Take my father's realm.
Who's this down here?
Oh,
Nemesis.
Nemesis.
All right.
She's my favorite.
It's
Yeah.
insane that she's sending you out on foot all on your own.
She's like the Thanatos
Your skepticism's duly noted.
Yep.
character in this.
Mhm.
They're both like trained by Hecate,
Hail shades.
apparently to kill
Just getting
Kronos,
started.
as far as I can tell.
Okay, so this I was gonna ask, which is if this game is doing a thing that is one of my pet peeves, which is this Kronos like Kronos, father of Zeus, king of the Titans, or is this Kronos with the CH like Kronos, god of time, or are they conflating the two?
Probably we only started to meet with them a couple of times. The last time we played through this, so I don't remember exactly.
Because they're spelling it with a CH and they're mentioning time, but I also wonder if they are saying they're wrapping this into the Zeus's father Kronos, eating all his children kind of thing.
Yeah.
Because this is my pedantic hill, but they are different entities. It's spelled different in Greek. They're different beings, but that often gets conflated as, basically it's Kronos with a C or K and Kronos with a CH. But
okay. All right,
yeah,
babe.
so
Who's at the cauldron?
Yeah.
You killed the bastard.
Ooh,
Drove
Odysseus.
into his wretched skull
What?
with a dagger in his gut. Not that he died.
Like he's got a lot of maps.
Yeah. I like that they describe him as a veteran.
I've nothing to report, Odysseus. Not yet.
That works. Yeah. Okay.
And he is kind of our Achilles stand-in, where in the first game Achilles is your sort of mentor in a way.
Yeah, and so I forgot.
Oh, is it Hypnos?
We're at the Ross. Oh, and Hypnos is just asleep, but we don't know what's happened to him yet. He's just
so cozy.
We'll find a way to wake you, O sleep. I promise.
So I still don't know how everything is we're in this really weird state. We were only starting to uncover what was going on.
Mistress lent me the arcana.
Ooh, we get a little tarot reading.
Sort of. It's how you get power.
Got it.
Yeah. So it is interesting because Hecate, and we're described as a witch as well, and that we're at the crossroads. So technically we're more of in a liminal space between the underworld and the mortal realm, I believe.
Okay.
And we're specifically using that liminal space to hide out from Kronos, because I think what has happened is Kronos has in fact taken over the underworld.
Yeah, there's been some kind of hostile takeover thing.
Or shall be soon enough.
Okay, so what are our weapons here? We got sister blades, so sort of knife thing, umbral flames.
I feel like that's your launcher.
Yeah, that's your kind of ranged
The
tech.
moonstone axe.
An axe and a witch's staff.
Which I think is what
Close
we're
range
currently
weapons.
using as the staff. Yeah.
That's our baseline.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks like we haven't unlocked the other ones quite yet.
No.
Okay.
No, we're a long way from the axe. This will definitely get after this run.
Yeah.
And because you do actually, so when I say there's crafting, you also in the world, you fish for materials, you mine for materials.
Mm-hmm. The fishing mini game. Oh, I guess this is Skelly.
Yep.
Skelemius.
I'm not so sure here, so let's see you give me 20.
Commander Skelemius, sir.
I do love
So Skellius is kind of hanging question in the first game of who and what he is or is supposed to be or something like that. I'm not sure if I actually ever really uncovered that in my playthroughs.
Yeah.
Other than that, he's hired by your dad to be your punching bag basically.
Yeah.
But I don't know if he's supposed to be somebody.
Yeah. Here you could almost argue that because we're more or less in Hecate's realm, you could argue it's just somebody a necromancy has been come into play maybe.
Yeah.
So that might be interesting to look at is some of the stories of Aedes and things to see, because I know some people were sorcerers / necromancers, so maybe there's some characters in those myths that could connect to that, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, I mean he also just may not be anybody in the
Here's a question for you. They're obviously using the pentacle to reference witchcraft more. Is that is the pentacle present in ancient Greece?
Not really. No.
I didn't think so.
Headmistress told me so much about you.
No, I actually don't know when that comes in, but that's definitely
a later
Christian, post-Christian world,
Okay.
medieval or early Renaissance Europe. I want to say.
Yeah.
Oh, here's Demeter. Is she
And
still
she is-
salty?
Yeah.
Freeze hell in its entirety if that is what it takes to get her back. You'll help me, won't you, granddaughter?
Yeah, she's like armored up and ready to like
Ready
take
to
some people
go.
out.
Because she in the first game, she's the last god. Like you don't unlock her until after you get all the way through the first run and beat Hades. And then it's also kind of very clear that she doesn't really know what's going on. She is under the illusion that Persephone has been abducted by Hades, and is out of the loop.
Yeah, and she's dressed. She's like in a white dress. Like she's more frosty, right? Like
yes, yeah,
emphasizing the winter aspect.
Yeah, which looks like she has here. Like her powers are all kind of like ice based.
Yeah.
But she's like armed for battle. So like it seems like that there's some kind of civil war going on in the among the gods, and that there's been some sort of hostile takeover by the Titans.
Yeah, I don't know if in the first game playthrough if I had a sense of like if Kronos had allies, like he's
Kronos... not really in the game. I don't think he's mentioned. Or he might be mentioned, but he has no presence.
Kronos is in this game. Or you mean the first game?
Yeah.
He is in this game. He's similar to Chaos, how Chaos was in the first game of his appearance.
So one nice thing about the harpies here is if you hit them with a cast, they can't go through it.
Nice.
If you don't do that, they will kill you. They fucking suck.
All right, what are our options here?
Ash or I forgot what the other stuff is.
For what you did to me.
But Ash is easy to get, so it's usually my low pry.
Yeah. So right now, we're looking, basically our strategy is we're looking for the resources for unlocking other stuff back down in our home base.
Yep. Yeah.
Because there's like, you always have those runs in this game where there's the run where you're like, all right, I'm going to go for it this time. I think I've got a shot to get to the end. Or there's a run where like, I really just need gems.
Yeah. Well, it all depends on your build too, right? Like.
Yeah. Yeah, or just like sometimes you're just like I'm really in the zone. Like I've gotten really far without taking any hits, and like let's run the ball. And other times you're like, like it's not. I know it's not gonna happen this time, so like I might as well just try to like get as many resources as I can before I die.
I just remembered the first boss fight in this one. There is one point, and Andy insists that you can somehow beat it. You get turned into something else.
Oh, you can escape it.
All right.
Your Nan fancies herself the eldest of Olympus, she does. Only true because I'm usually not here. Mayhap she left you cold. Well, not to worry. I have just the remedy.
I just love how she's like a sweet auntie. She's like, I got you, kid. I like her design. It is interesting that for Hestia they really chose more of a frumpy appearance.
Yeah, like a matronly look,
yeah.
Right? And she's eldest, or maybe eldest, of the Olympian.
I think it's interesting because like Hestia is one of the known virginal goddesses, so that always has this connotation of being more youthful. And I liked that they went kind of the opposite of that here. They went for something.
Yeah, she is
more
like sort of
not
like spinstery, but like I don't know,
like
a sort of
just more comforting.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like she might have been a mom herself, but or she was like, I'm gonna take care of all my nibblings and they love me.
Yeah,
we're their favorite auntie.
It makes if she is the goddess of took a big hit though.
Leo's face is just in my face right now.
Oh my gosh.
Sorry, Colin.
Get it? No, but like if she's goddess of like the hearth and home, that is like quite literally what she represents. That it has that like domestic comfort kind of energy, chicken noodle soup energy.
Yes, I love that.
I prefer that to like a trad wife appearance or something.
Oh yeah. Ew.
Trad wife influencer. That would be a choice.
God.
Poor choice, but it would be a choice.
Yeah.
There's Aphrodite.
She's just naked. I love it.
Yeah.
She was last time too. Her hair just happens
Why
to
do
cover.
I not remember that?
Yeah, and I love the little heart loop at the end there.
Yeah.
Attack,
Like
deal more damage, closer damage. Whenever you Something heart
I've much to
throb.
learn from her, I think.
I am
The
not
restless
healthy enough for the
shades
bottom
of
one.
Erebus find little peace there, save for the prickly embrace of the gnarled branches of those writhing woods.
All right. Don't forget, you got some resource there
Fighting
at the bottom.
spirits or the woods.
Flowers.
All right, so
Yeah, I feel like I had looked it up last time, but like a little bit more about like what air. So in the original game, it was so much easier to understand the realms they were talking about, like Asphodel. I'm like, oh
yeah. Every time you get to like a new spot in the first game, there's like a little overlook, and then the narrator kind of like gives the TLDR. And there's also like, if you're curious, you can open up the menu and like read the entries on all the characters and places and stuff.
Yeah.
But so we're in Erebus now, but I wonder where it goes from here. Because I guess if there's other realms to explore at Hades.
I feel like the second one
That ought to do it.
seemed
Good
more
evening.
unusual.
It's been too
Was
long.
this
sister.
Artemis? Yep.
Look
Yep.
at you on your great hunt.
I love her.
Not ideal circumstances, but you've finally begun. Know that the family has your back, surprised as they are about this.
No shortage lately of surprises on Olympus or below. It's good to see you, Artemis. But I must be off. Time's against us and all that.
Time's an old fool, too busy besieging the mountain of the gods to sense the threat headed his way. Go get him. My blessings.
I wonder also, in the first game, the order you meet the gods is somewhat scripted. Like, I think the very first god you meet is always Zeus, and then the next one's like always Poseidon. There's always a certain order, and then it starts getting randomized.
Yeah, I believe that's the case for this one as well.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Based on like this fresh game file start, and it's like, yep, this feels like the order we saw last time.
I think when I played in one, I tended to go a lot with Artemis too, because most of her abilities involve like improving your chance for a crit.
Yes.
Go find your mark.
And so like there's like, if you get enough of her boons, there's like, you have like a 30% chance of critting on like any given hit or something like that, and that can get real nice.
Silk cocoons.
Okay, and so you're healing every door you open. Is that a boon that you got, or is that a new feature of this game?
That's a new feature from the tarot cards.
Got it. Because like in the that was one of the abilities I think in the first game of maybe it's one of the upgrades you unlock, I think.
Yeah.
But it's nice. You just have to go, two more rooms without taking any hits, and we're back to full. No pressure.
Which is, good, because the first boss fight, we'll see if Andy remembers the pattern of the first boss fight.
I don't.
He picked it up pretty quick.
Shit.
Oh no. Oh.
Oh,
It's all right.
Andy! Go, Andy, go.
I got 20 HP.
you're good. Yeah, we're still very much in this fight.
Enough of this.
And the pomegranate, palm of power. All right,
Aphrodite. Farther than last time. That is true.
Shit, I didn't think they had that range.
What's the famous headline? Like, what are you gonna do? Stab me, man? Like words of man who is stabbed.
Yeah. That was wrong.
Ooh.
All right,
That was roof.
All right, I'll
Oh.
actually
It's
be
slowing
careful
down.
here.
hang tight.
Oh no.
There it is.
Oh, you got through it. In the name of Hades, please heal me.
Your attack gains power. You prime 20 of whatever those things are.
Secret Crush is an attack power.
This feeling. Oh,
Oh,
Just
heart.
feeling,
Yeah.
not feeling great. Yeah.
Wasn't even a hard choice.
I tended to always go for the hearts because I'm
Especially early.
I do not. Yeah, I do not have the confidence to not invest in my health.
Well, later on, like we'll start with more health.
Yeah.
So the one thing I do find really interesting is like how the Hades games for all of these, you know, room monsters, they're not really mythological, but they resemble like they could be.
Yeah,
Which I think that they do a kind of good job with that.
In the first game, most of them are supposed to be like they're like souls of the damned, basically.
Right.
And I don't know who they are in this. I always just couldn't get over like the ones. What's it? The louts, the ones that are like kind of the fat ones that represent like gluttony. Always kind of looked a little like Trumpian to me. But
yeah.
Headmistress.
Boss fight.
All right, here we go.
Welcome to the edge of
All right, so we gotta fight Hecate.
Thank you, Headmistress Hecate. I could not have reached this point without your guidance.
And in turn, you shall not pass this point without a demonstration of your capability.
My capability.
So Hecate is our like sensei.
Yep.
Each other here, even though my task has already begun.
Your training shall never be complete. And I would know if you stand any chance at all against our enemy.
I do come to kind of wonder because like she's training both Nemesis and Melanie to do this, whatever they're doing, and I'm kind of wondering like what is Hecate's motivation in all of this, because that hasn't been made clear to me yet in what we've played so far.
Well, Kronos is a bad guy. Could just be stopping him, or she has some kind of obligation to the family.
She seems like so like Hecate seems the most because she's not an Olympian.
No, she's not anything.
Yeah.
Like Blood of Zeus kind of alludes to this of like her, there's highly likely that she's some kind of syncretic or like imported god.
Yeah.
Possibly from Anatolia or the Near East, something like that. There's all sorts of theories about her origins. Like, is she Greco-Roman or Greek in origin? Is she a Lydian import or something like that? Yeah. She pops up weirdly. Like, it's odd that actually one of her like biggest appearances is in such an early text. The like Homeric hymn to Demeter.
Oh bullshit! I was out of the fucking circle.
All right, so we're coming up on Hecate's half point bar. I assume she's gonna have like a shift and activate a new stage.
She will, fight. And then something will happen to Andy.
Fantastic. I don't know. This seems to me gentler, at least than was it? Meg in the first. Meg, like the first time I faced Meg in the first game, I got absolutely she just wiped the floor with me.
Yeah. Oof. Go, babe, go. There it is.
All right. It's going to be a sheep. Fantastic.
Andy insists you can avoid that somehow, and I'm like, I don't know, man.
He seemed he was pretty close to it, but I'm sure I would not be surprised if there is a way. Like, that's the kind of things with these games. Like, there's the stuff that seems impossible, and yet somehow some speedrunner figures it out.
Yeah, that's true. I imagine once you get the right power-ups, you probably can. But we have yet to avoid the sheep curse.
Like the guy in the first game who, or for the first game, like there are people who can beat the whole game on the very first run.
Yeah.
Which is somewhat insane.
Yeah. But yeah, that sense of foreignness with Hecate makes me wonder, it's like how they're going to play up, you know, why was she inspired to train Melinoe to help the Olympians against the Titans, because otherwise it doesn't seem like she'd have much stake in either one.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
So you
She is like
mentioned-
sort of an underworld god.
Yeah.
She is kind of part of the. You know, she's
What-
part of
what
Hades'
was her
circle,
what was her
kind of.
role in him to Demeter? Because like
She is one of the witnesses for
Okay.
Persephone's abduction, or like kind of. So Persephone
Yeah.
is abducted in the very beginning. Hecate is the one that hears the cry, goes
Okay.
over to Demeter, says that she heard something, and then advises her, and they both go to talk to Helios, who actually
Okay.
saw what happened. And then she
Okay.
kind of drops out of the poem.
yeah, it's really interesting.
Yeah, it's
Good.
odd that she just kind of shows up for this. She has like a cameo almost.
Yeah.
Because
And
I'm wondering if she had associations with Hades at all.
Andy, I think you got this.
Maybe.
Not to jinx you, because you're right there.
Got her.
There it is.
Boom.
Well done. Sorry.
It's
Lij.
okay, Leo. It's okay.
You
Test
fought with
Very
diligence
nice.
and with ferocity.
Hey, first boss on the second
Surely
run. It's
there
pretty
is
good.
more for you to learn beyond this threshold.
I look forward to it, Headmistress. What about you? Can you not join me?
No, I dare not stray too far from my
No.
abode. Continue now your task. I shall await your safe return.
Thank you, Headmistress.
Get that?
Survived all that. The pathway's down.
Just
So what
Leo.
realm are we in now?
We're not there yet. We're heading there. I forget what the name of this place is.
Let's see. I'm sure it will tell us in just a second. What's up, bud?
Oceanus. That's right.
Okay.
Ah.
That's right. And it's
The-
very
the
like
river that-
industrial.
The underworld
Interesting.
is deeper than the deepest sea. Yet there are such places where the edge of one and the other meet.
So the fun mythological fact here is ocean is not salt water, but ocean is a river.
Oh,
and
that makes
ocean-
sense,
it's
yeah.
Yeah, it's the river that circles the world.
That's right.
But is the origin of, so all the Oceanids and the Daughters of Ocean, they're all the rivers and streams and things like that of the world. But yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of weird to think because, we think most of the time of waterways, like fresh waterways, draining down into
The sea.
the sea and the ocean, versus like that concept is much more of like the ocean is draining into all the other waterways.
Yeah. I literally was just reading with my students. There's a part in the Georgics where Aristaeus goes to see his mother, Cyrene, who's a sea nymph, or not sea nymph, she's an Oceanid. She's the, like a freshwater nymph and the patron of the city, Cyrene, in North Africa.
Okay.
But he describes going down into her realm as like, it's almost like a scene from Zelda where he gets like swept up in a stream and pulled underwater, and then underground in this like underwater cave, he sees all of the origins of various rivers of the world. And like where they all start, and it's like the font spring of like all the world's rivers. But yeah, ocean, yeah, it's a boundary marker. It's kind of and there is a sort of precedence, like for example, in Homer, when Odysseus goes to the underworld, he travels to like the far western edge of the map to get to the entrance to Hades, and it's kind of implied that then like there, it's like the world's kind of shrouded in fog and mist. And it's sort of it's like that's sort of the boundaries of the world. Then after that, it's ocean, and like that's it. That's the edge of the map.
Yeah. So far they've done a good job of like picking out liminal spaces.
Yeah.
In Greek mythology.
Mm-hmm.
So, and like we haven't gotten to what the third world is supposed to be. It's like I don't even know. The only thing that I could think of being like on the outer world again that would be similar, like close to the surface, would be like the Garden of the Hesperides or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
so we could go with get the pita, or don't. I mean, you do.
I definitely need it. I've got plenty of money.
Okay. By the boon, yeah.
To be an urgent bit of battlefield relief delivered courtesy of the feared boatman himself. Come on, we all have fantasies, gorgeous.
I love her song too.
That's not good.
Do you have enough health to justify that
no.
one? I'm gonna get my last cup of coffee and I'll be right back.
Go for it. I'm enjoying the music. So. Hi, Colin.
What is going on there?
Yeah,
So-
it looked like it was coins, but they were like piecemeal.
What gold I find is yours.
I don't think I can talk. But yeah, he's got like destroyed coins.
Yeah. I know that like he's like in the first Hades game, he's like a boss that you can fight when you aggravate him enough. I forget what you have to do though to do that.
Be safe,
Boons.
Karen. Shellbacks.
So, Lige, I think you'll like the second boss. I love the second boss, and Andy hates it so much.
I can't wait.
I can.
I don't know if I remember the song from last time, but it's like I like it. I always liked in the first game when you got to Eurydice.
Yeah.
And, like, 'cause she had
the
a song.
Orpheus Lament.
Mm-hmm.
In the name of Hades.
More Hestia, highly flammable.
Highly flammable.
I like Burnt Offering too. Like
that's cool.
Gain hearts and things, but give up one boon selected by Hestia Smolder Ring.
That actually might be a good trade.
Yeah, I don't know. Do you have any boons you're not really feeling at the moment? Like, 'cause sometimes when as you're like developing your build, you get one that's just like, this is a.
Yeah,
You know.
I had a boon on this that we just lost that did burn damage, but no. We need the
Go
help
for the big Demeter.
oh yeah, that's what we're saying.
Yeah, let's go for the boss, so the mini boss.
Yeah.
That sounds like a safe play.
Hey, you're doing pretty good so far, so let's keep the hot streak going.
Right.
And I want to say like the mini boss boons are a little better, but
They are.
at least they
They're
should
boosted.
be.
Well, what bullshit is that?
So, Lige, how did you watch? Like, how did you get some of the Hades stuff last time we covered it?
I watched playthroughs on YouTube, essentially.
That's right.
Or I watched something, about like the artwork, I think. So that was fun. But yeah, just like random playthroughs, and sometimes I would like skip around and be like, what's over here? What are we doing over here? But yeah, kind of like the framework of the story.
Fish and crawls, all of it thrives within the foul air and crushing climate near the bottom of the sea.
Dude, I want this man or whoever this person is that narrates. I want him to like officiate my wedding or something. Like, make it medicine.
Has anyone here played Darkest Dungeon?
Oh god, yeah.
Because that has great voice actor work. So it's kind of the game is very like Lovecraftian film, and like there's a narrator that every time you do anything is like crushing darkness, like madness creeps in on you. And there's a great YouTube video that's basically like Amazon Alexa Darkest Dungeon style, where it's like, Alexa, like what's the weather? And it's like putrefaction reigns from above.
I
You remember like back in the day when it was funny to turn your Facebook profile to pirate language?
Yo, yep.
Oh, yep.
Or upside down.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Those were the days.
Simpler times, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Lurkers.
Okay.
All right, got kind of you get sort of shark end.
Traps in this
I'm
level are
noticing
hard
a lot
to
more about the
see.
music this time. It's like I think it hints it if you listen to it carefully, it hints at who the second boss is going to be. You guys have guesses before we get there?
So we're in ocean. So
Yeah.
I mean, clearly we're going with a kind of nautical thing. So for ocean boss, I mean, they could just do have a callback and have the Learning and Hydra be the second boss again. But I don't know if they do that. But for ocean, I don't know. It could be Cetus. It could be other Polyphemus, maybe. No, I don't know. I'm trying to think of sea monster, Scylla, Charybdis, perhaps. That's actually. I think I'm going to go with my bet. It's going to be Scylla and or Charybdis.
Seems like a good one, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Aid from Olympus can take many different forms, as not all of us are suitably prepared or even built to face significant ordeals. Take, for instance,
Who are you throwing shade at, Demeter?
All right. Oh, is this a duo boon?
Oh.
Aphrodite's retort.
Patently untrue. I may be more a lover than a fighter, but that doesn't mean I won't mangle the faces of our foes if that is what it takes to get them to back off. Now, why don't we show your granddaughter how well we get along?
Yeah, no, I would not fuck with Aphrodite. Like,
I mean, Aphrodite's also like, she's dressed for battle here. I guess the idea they're all kind of dressed for battle, and so something's happening.
This one, please.
The Poseidon, he just looks fabulous.
Mm-hmm.
All right, here we go.
Oh, we're already the second
Furthest I've
boss?
got. Yep.
Oh, we are.
Oh. Question mark? Sea monster?
Oh, sirens.
Shows you must be different. What's your name? Oh, make yourself comfy. We're just about to start, aren't we, gals?
I love her so much.
Sirens.
That's insane.
I should have known you were the source of all that singing. Slink down into the
Chrissy was trying to tell us, but we weren't listening.
Oh, with all the music. Yep. All right. Oh, Colin was right. Yep.
But her band is Sirens. So.
Well,
got it.
fair, but
Don't you drown your so-called fans to death? Have you even got any left?
Oh, don't ever say such things about our fans. Oh, hey, gals, let's say we give her the old song and dance. We're Scylla and the Sirens!
Yep.
And I'm like, I want that to be a real band.
I like it. I like how she's kind of in the like Aphrodite seashell, like Birth of Venus clamshell.
Right? And it's
He's taking out the drummer first.
Yeah.
well, and what's cool is like as you take out the different backup instruments, it's removed from the music.
Oh, that's fun.
really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's fun. I like that.
In this case, I do more damage up close, so the drummer's just easy to take out.
Yeah.
I love the song. Andy hates it.
I like it. They have kind of like a cranberries thing going on.
Yeah.
We're not cranberries actually. No, who am I thinking of? Oh god, who's Cherry Bomb? Who did that song?
Oh, shoot. I know who exactly you're talking about. Heart.
The
Joan Jett and
the Heartbreaker. No.
I thought it was a Heartbreakers or something like that. I'm looking it up now.
Cherry Bomb.
The Runaways.
The Runaways. That's what I'm thinking of.
Not what I wanted.
All right, who's next? Who? The guitarist or something.
Yeah.
Well, and like the band gets revived too.
Lame. But if you do damage to one member, that answers my question.
She's out.
Andy, I think you might have this one as well. Not to jinx you, but
it's looking
things
good.
are looking pretty good. Yeah, things are looking pretty good.
Yeah. Andy's in his stride for one. Yeah, like
yeah,
he played this
it's
one
the peer
a lot.
pressure.
I gotta keep the commentary going.
I mean, it's very Homeric in that sense, where it's all about like how your peers perceive you and like how well you perform on the
That is
battlefield. It's intense shame culture.
There we go.
The fuck is this?
Flying fish.
Fuck is that? Oh my God.
I think they're flying fish.
Yeah.
There it is.
Oh,
Very nice.
you did it. This is the first time we've ever
Fuck
beat
that
Skilla.
bitch.
Yeah.
Hater.
Second playthrough.
That's quite enough of them.
Or second run, I should say.
Yeah. Second run of this file. He got to her like 5 times or something before.
I have no idea what's ahead.
Yeah, we
Very
haven't
nice.
seen beyond that.
Get this fountain. All right. So you're full up, ready to go.
Within a green
I got some good
tinged
boons.
chamber that the shrilly singing sirens made their
I
own,
liked her voice.
a pathway plunges deep into the unknown outskirts of the underworld.
I like how we're in her green room, basically.
Yep. Yeah. That's her makeup stand. And...
Yeah.
Big drop.
So we're going down. All right. What's next?
So not the Hesperides. It looks like a field.
Don't lose your way.
Fields of Morning.
Do you have familiarity with that, Colin? Because
Yeah, I think it pops up in descriptions. I want to say sounds like something you'd see in Virgil or.
Weren't you supposed to still be practicing?
oh, she looks so cool.
Things took a turn, Eris. You know how it goes. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have some
Yep.
urgent business to attend to.
Part of it's described in Aeneas' journey to the underworld. They go past the Fields of Morning.
Okay.
Though, let's hang out sometime, okay?
Morning with a
Have
U.
a great night.
Yeah. It
Oh, she's got her gun from the first game.
it feels similar to like Fields of Asphodel is what it
Yeah.
feels.
It's, who does? I think this is where Aeneas sees Dido,
Okay.
as well as other like victims of the Trojan War.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who else? Yeah. Who's in there? Yep. He's Dido and her first husband.
So vast.
Get like cathedral dark.
Oh, this is kind of cool.
Organ
Yeah, like a
music.
gothic. Very nice.
Yeah. This is almost more like
Like a maze.
demon-esque.
Kind of Dark Soulsy.
Yeah. Why are you beating up on a tree, babe?
Because I can.
Is that a...
Where's the door?
That's what I'm asking myself.
This is weird. This is different than...
Oh, here we go.
This is kind of a different setup than what we've seen for a lot of Hades gameplay. Which is kind of cool because it creates more of a sense of being lost.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thorns hurt. And now my claim.
Perfect.
Okay.
It's like a predator prey migration thing.
Yeah. This is interesting because Andy's done this basically in a single playthrough, technically 2.
Yeah, this is great.
It's like we had so in our
We're
first
not
file,
getting
we
any of
have
the
met
plot.
Kronos, we have met some other people. We'd met Eris before, but
Oh,
not
the top
here,
left.
obviously.
Shall I take it? Mourners.
Mourners. Interesting. I mean, this is kind of I like that it's tying in Aeneas, which is obviously the Aeneid is the Roman fanfic of Homer's epic poems, and
How come he gets the punch?
Andy loves the power of punches, and he misses it dearly. And like this is also giving me some
Probably the other
serious,
side.
Dante's Inferno vibes
Yeah.
too.
Ooh.
Yeah. And
Which
that's
makes sense,
probably
'cause
like
Virgil.
Mm-hmm.
This
Yeah.
all
Shit.
feels right.
Oh well.
Oh yeah, you wanted the.
Yeah.
Phantom lair.
Okay. What the?
You found the ghost. Yay. Oh, I know like there's mention of Cerberus at some point too. Like she had talked about Cerberus and missing him or something.
It seems like everybody in the underworld is like captured, right? Like Zagreus,
Yeah.
Hades, Persephone, like Kronos has got them presumably.
Now, niece, it resembles some of Demeter's rolling fields of grain. Who knew old Hades had a pasture growing in the underworld, if but a rather dismal-looking one, as I can tell.
I like that in Blood of Zeus they had something similar, right? Like Hades had constructed the sun reflective mirrors so that like grain could grow in the underworld, and
All right.
I could
Hades-
argue
Hades
seeing him
big
do
here.
something similar for
the triple
Persephone.
boom.
Get the slug.
Well, that I'm broke.
Petals from a
Store
golden
doesn't really do much.
Yeah.
I don't. Yeah. So she's been making reference to like the thorns and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's stuck.
So it seems like the conceit with these levels is there's multiple boons, but you have to kind of unlock each in turn.
Yeah.
Where was I?
All right, a werewolf.
Trying to make sense of like what those statues are. It's a mother and child, isn't it? A mother daughter.
So we're two people just embracing, I guess.
Yeah, that's true. Someone, yeah. Oh, and you can destroy them.
Yeah.
Usually, like the scenery, these like if you hit them, they're kind of like a trap. Like they damage stuff around them, so you can like hit enemies near them.
Do you think maybe this is a reference to Aeneas
No,
and Dido? No.
I mean maybe, but
It's a man and a woman.
Where's the last
Well,
one?
didn't she say something about like golden leaves? Like
Yeah, golden boughs.
Yeah.
And thorns.
Myrtle.
Yeah, but because this is the only second playthrough, it's like we have not met so many characters that I know exist in this.
Yeah.
yeah, we haven't been back to home base where you like all of the conversationing happens.
Yeah.
Try an incantation back home.
If you hit that tree, does that do anything? Or...
I think this is the exit.
Okay. There's probably one more boon we're looking for.
Yes.
Maybe.
No, there is.
Here we go. This looks promising.
It looks tiny.
I don't think this is it.
Greater focus.
Should have thorns.
That's true.
Yeah. Now you get the fun task of backtracking and trying to do a systematic sweep of the whole
there it
area.
is.
There it is.
What the
Whoa.
fuck?
Ah!
Oh, that's fun.
Oh, that's okay.
Got a werewolf,
Oh, it's
Yeah.
fucked up.
which is in Greek mythology.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
These still grow in the underworld.
There's your true. There it is.
Hammer.
Yeah. Yeah, you always want to prioritize the hammers.
Yeah, I really want to know what those statues are alluding to with the embrace of a young. It looks like a young man and woman.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we're mourning, right? This is the
so
a love ball.
Lost loves.
But like, yeah, but like, why not like what we see commonly on sarcophagi though is like parents losing a child or something like that too. Like
That's true. There's a lot of that.
I guess if you could only pick one, but still, I was curious.
Oh, ain't that lucky? Oh shit.
Focus, Mel.
I like how the border they set up, it looks like a line of souls just kind of like hanging out.
Oh, I took them as like some of them were screaming or something. Like
Oh, that could be too, yeah.
That way. I don't know.
Incoming. Denied.
That seems like a Gorgon type. But they each have like different elemental powers, it looks like.
Looks like.
Yeah. Doo-doo-doo. Whoa.
No,
I
it's
love
so
how they made
cute.
that border. Yeah.
Okay, there it is. Oh, there's. Oh.
Help.
This has been a lucky run.
Which I mean, it's nice because we have a good sense of all the places we're going to be at least, and then hopefully further runs
Ate shit on that one.
we'll get to see more characters and unpack those a bit more. What did y'all think of Eris's short appearance, but like quick appearance?
She's awesome.
No, she's the reason why I'm getting my ass kicked.
Oh, is she?
Yeah, I'll show you if I survive this.
Okay. Well, that would make sense. She's Discord, which ironically is what we're talking on.
He had like black wings, and that was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, grab hammer, then I'll show you.
Okay.
Such secrets in this stuff. Get going now.
The blessing of strife.
Yeah, and it gets worse.
It grows each encounter.
Yeah.
Why would she do that?
I was wondering, I was like, man, these guys hit hard. Then I remembered I had that.
I'm trying to see, like, now that you're in the red and it's like limiting your vision, I was trying to see if there's a pattern that's recognizable on that, but not quite. Looking for the exit. There it is. Is that not it?
It is. I'm just debating.
Oh,
It
which
should be
one you want to do?
free.
Lord Charon, thank the gods.
This is not what I was hoping to find. But
Olympus,
send.
accept this message.
Ooh.
I like nervous wreck.
Right.
Taking it.
It's a boat.
This must be love.
Can you guys hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I was like, no one was responding to me.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
I was like, why is no one addressing this? I had to like fiddle around my microphone.
This truly is the stakes.
Um,
I'm so close.
What was I gonna say?
I had
forget
asked
real-
about Eris a while ago. Was that what you were responding to?
Well, yes, I was going off on a whole thing because I wonder if Eris is like the way chaos kind of worked in the first game was when you got a chaos boom, it was a detriment at first and then eventually turned into a benefit. But is Eris is like that too, or is there just a thing that just gets worse every encounter?
It just gets worse.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, it just does not improve.
So you do not want to meet Eris, which makes actually fits pretty well with the one story we have about her character. So
Hey, boss time.
All right, here we go. Hey, second playthrough, get all the way, or second run, get all the way to the third boss.
The fuck is that? Oh,
baby,
Like Cerberus.
buddy,
Beast.
what did it do to you?
3 heads.
Why do you
Look, they
have
massacred my
eyeball
boy.
crab
oh
hands?
shit.
Cerberus, is that you?
Why would they do
They
this to our
massacred my boy.
Boy, no matter what.
Holy cow!
That's a lot.
Oh, that was bullshit.
Yeah. Just kind of clipped you there.
Oh,
Oh, there it is.
I
Hey, that was a
blame
run you can be
Nemesis.
proud. That was a run you can be proud of.
Yeah,
Definitely.
that's pretty good.
Wow.
All right,
We'll fix this, Cerberus.
we'll save you, baby boy. How could they do this to this
All
sweet
right.
baby?
I guess who's getting the nectar?
I'm not sure. I'll let you guys choose.
Let's see who our options are. So we get Dora.
Yeah.
You look rough.
So Dora would just mean gifted then, right? Because Pandora is
Just
all
gifts.
gifted.
Or
Gift,
Just
yeah.
gifts.
the juicy bits because I'm bored.
Last night I visited the morning fields and being surrounded by that much despair, I think I must have brought some of it home.
Well, why don't I just scare it out of you, you wretched worm?
Hey, it worked. I know, right?
Love that.
Okay, I need to use the bathroom real quick.
Portrait?
So you guys chat.
Cool.
Aye, awesome.
There's no one else. I guess there's no one
I'll
else
be
to
back
give it
in a
to.
moment, too.
All right, take a pause.
Yeah, we could take a pause.
Cool.
Hades shirt today. I like wearing it for the game.
Nice.
Because I can't find a real Hades shirt, but like I'm like, this works. I love Disney's Hades.
The cauldron's ready for me now. How to find my way in the morning fields.
Oh yeah, so we have moly. And I always liked that. That was one of the ingredients you get to use. That seemed very appropriate.
Nice.
That is what oh shoot, Cersei?
Hermes gives it to Odysseus to negate Cersei's magic.
Yeah. In Cersei, it implies that like she also does a lot of her magic using that herb root. Is there equivalent? Is it one of those things that you can actually find, or is it literally a mythical plant?
Oh, I don't know. Give me 2 seconds. Let me jump down a rabbit hole.
Go for it.
If it has a
Ascion Gatoski.
I'm ready. By blood and darkness, let my will be done.
Let's see.
Broker.
So, okay.
Welcome to the crossroads.
Broadly, moly is a fabulous, made-up plant. Although in some writers, like Theophrastus, connects it to what looks like black garlic. And Pliny, what is that? Let's see. Yeah, just kind of a vague reference to magical root. So it seems to be more of a made-up thing than not.
Yeah. Probably similar to like ambrosia in some ways. Like some people say they know what the ingredients are, but it's like it's what the gods imbue vibe with.
Yeah.
I'll take it. Thank you for preparing things for me. Though I'm well short of freshly picked reagents still.
I'd offer such reagents if I could, but as you venture past this glade, look carefully along your path and you shall find them. Fate's willing.
Yes, headmistress.
Like it's Hecate teaching a school. Headmistress is an interesting choice.
Yeah.
To the ends of the earth.
You shades are welcome here and safe. Hail, broker.
Oh, Psyche. Wait, fabric. Oh yeah, that's another person we haven't met yet, but who we should meet.
I've need of that.
And she provides like different armor and stuff. So, do you guys just want to know some of the characters that are in here that we haven't seen yet?
Here's Odysseus. Give him the nectar.
Maybe.
Okay. Give Odysseus the nectar. Let's be friends with the
let's
awful
be friends
man.
with
He's not awful.
He's not awful in the game, right?
He's complicated.
Exactly.
I mean, they made Achilles look real good in Hades, and that was impressive.
Yeah, well, Achilles had a whole, reflective, pensive, post-death, arc going on.
Yeah.
A small gift from me in turn.
And then usually, you get some kind of.
Thank you.
Yeah, a trinket.
Word has it Eris has been spotted in the depths along your path. Intelligence you likely could have used before. She made your journey worse for you.
Calling your shit out.
She's trying to stop me, or at least slow me down, and she knows too much about our intentions. What do we do? Children of Nyx are supposed to be on our side.
She doesn't know the half of what we've planned. Besides, her boredom drives her more than anything. Run into her a few more times, she'll soon grow sick of it and go away.
So deems the great tactician.
Goddess.
Still asleep.
Yeah, it would be interesting to know if like they continue to portray Eris as like
pleasant dreams.
I guess you could say like a drama queen, or like
a troll.
Yeah, that'd be a good way to put it. Or if she's got like a specific reason for doing it. I mean,
able to increase my grasp.
That's what's kind of hard about dealing with characters that are, oh shoot, like
ideas
traits.
personified.
Yeah. Like, can you
like strife?
Yeah, can you humanize them? Really? Like, probably not.
Eternity.
Then they aren't what they are anymore. So, That'll be
The
interesting.
centaur. Oh, that sounds fun.
Yeah, it's a good
Or
one.
you get more death defiances.
I already got that.
Okay.
Yeah, we're broke right now. We only have 4 Ash. Later problems.
Ready for more.
Ready for more.
Oh,
A new keepsake.
knuckle bones. What do they do? Next guardian loses 5%. You take 15. You take minus 15% damage from guardian.
Okay. Makes bosses easier.
Okay.
Nice.
No reason to not take it.
Yeah, you
I got
literally have
nothing.
nothing else right now.
There's something new here.
The crescent pick. Oh yeah, so you can mine now.
The crescent pick.
Nice.
Me the bounties of
I want a
Go.
crescent pick as an archaeologist.
I don't think I can get anything else.
The rod of fishing. Andy so desperately wants the rod of fishing.
Just unlock that fish. Yeah, that fishing mini game.
I need it.
Well, like that's what you get to a point in the first game where like you're like I've had like fishing only runs where like I am just like my entire purpose is just to look for I need like a certain fish, which means I have to get to a certain point in the game and like hunt around, and there's like any given run there's like a X amount of chance that a fish is going to show up when you need it.
That's like that's a Stardew Valley thing right there.
Yeah, good old.
Like, what season is it?
Titaness, the eye of night. I draw you down. Lend me
This is
your
gonna be
might.
rough.
Who is this?
Good evening to you, little star. Our souls now are intertwined.
I love
as I
her
no longer
horse.
can
Look
afford
at
you
that.
to watch. Whichever threat we face, I vow to shine for you. Behold my light.
Twilight curse.
That's pretty tempting.
Yeah.
My eyes immediately went to that 800 damage thing.
Yep. Same.
People I like to watch who stream, some of them are like Pokemon streamers who do like Nuzlocke and stuff, or competitive Pokemon, and they're like, yeah, a common mistake we all make as children is like we see a Pokemon move that does no damage, and we're like, no, buttons do damage.
Yeah, I could count on one hand the amount of times I've used Tail Whip in my Pokemon games. Or Growl.
But Dragon Dance, yeah, that's stuff, or Calm Mind, that could do some good damage. But you're like, all it did was like, and like, I don't know what happened. No one's
there's
hurt.
like the focus ones. Yeah. No, I'm like just like why would I do this focus move when I can do flamethrower one more time?
Lige, did you play Pokemon at all ever?
I messed around with my friend's Game Boy in middle school, very, very badly. My sister though, Ren has a Switch, something like that, some sort of Game Boy. I have no idea what it is. But I'll watch her play every now and then, so I have like a concept of it.
Okay.
I don't think playing Pokemon Go counts.
It does.
It does technically.
All right, well then I did play Pokemon Go for a while.
There you go. All right. Colin, how about you?
I think I haven't played a Pokemon game. I like really have only played the red and blue and the remakes, like Fire Red and
Fire Ruby or Ruby Red and
Fire Red, Leaf Green.
Yeah,
Leaf Green.
Yeah, which is basically and then so I played also the Gold and Silver, and then I think that the actual most recent Pokemon game I played was Ruby Emerald, which is like only the 3rd generation game, and like and even that I was like, I don't know how I feel about all these new Pokemon. Like this is a bridge too far for me. I'm like deeply conservative in my Pokemon tastes.
That's fair.
Where like I like refuse to recognize the legitimacy of anything after like 250.
Oh.
Yay, we meet her. Okay, here's one of the characters we hadn't met yet.
Oh, what are you doing here?
She's harassing me. Oh, there she is.
she has her little week. She's like,
I can always make more perfectly
Getting a very
consistent
Charlotte's Webby vibe from her.
yes, in the best way.
Hi, Arachne. Sorry about all this. I think we'll soon be seeing more of one another now. My task has begun.
Truly. Why then, I'll get out of your hair. You have to go. But first, you have to try on one of these. And don't worry about any wear and tear. I've plenty more in stock.
Yeah, so she gives you like different armor, basically. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
that's
we
the one.
missed a little bit of Poseidon's dialogue, but basically he points out that like the Titans attacked right after Illinois was born, basically.
And so this is an overshield, basically. So it's like temp health.
Got it.
Well, wasn't a hard choice.
Yeah, Aphrodite.
Ah, what the fuck?
Shadow spiller.
I know this.
It's a spaghetti monster.
Like a bludgeon tail, like an ankylosaur.
Well, I'm trying to make sense of actually like what it is.
Right? Like
Die. This is going to be a situation, Andy, where like you have this like great run, you get all the way to the third boss, and then like we're going to be stuck in Erebus for the next like 2 hours.
Yeah.
Like we're not getting past Hecate for a minute.
Turned out to be the missing princess of the Underworld. How positively scandalous.
Yeah,
exactly what I
it
wanted,
really
though.
implies Hecate like is training students. I guess training witches, because that's like supposedly everyone who's hanging out in the crosswords are witches.
The Underworld princess that not even her infernal eye can easily discern what horrors lie therein.
If I can't see into the shadows, I'll cut through.
Ba-boom.
E-dash.
Elijah, you guys having a Friendsgiving again this year?
we are indeed.
Oh, I miss it so much. Although technically I'm closer to North Carolina than you are.
Yeah, I was like, well, you're closer to the other half of it.
True. Oh. Oh.
The other one's just money.
Never mind. I thought the other one was
It's just money? Oh, come on, man.
It was a tough choice.
But think about the you got to think about the underworld economy, though.
well, doesn't it look like on the coin? I mean, you could argue it's a kai, but it also looks like an hourglass. Which...
Yeah, in the first game, I think the coins just had the like Hades symbol.
Yeah. So.
But yeah, now that I think it's probably the Chronos symbol.
Okay, cool. That's what I was leaning towards. Which is very true of like coins in the ancient world. Well, even coins today, right? Like, depending on who's minting them, it's often like whoever is your leader at the moment. So
this is the juicy backstory we really need about the shift in like numismatics, and like when Kronos' takeover comes, like he's like printing new money and he's like trying to flood the markets with like his new currency, change the standards, causing rampant inflation.
Yeah.
You have enough money to buy stuff? Yeah, heart.
That's more of a free room.
Yeah.
I don't need anything. I can save it.
Do they have are there like fountain rooms in this one? Or is that, I guess that's like an upgrade you probably unlock.
Yeah. So yes, but I don't have it yet.
Hey babe, I don't know if it's for everyone, but the sound is from the game's coming in a bit glitchy.
Like it's an echo?
No, like
it's a little scratchy.
Scratchy, yeah.
Is it the game or is it me? Because sometimes my mic does this.
No, it's not us talking to each other. It's definitely the game sound.
Okay.
Give me a second. I have to test it. Pause. Talk about something.
Okay. We have a couple more.
I could talk
which
more about
like
Pokemon.
yeah. Tommy's back. We got someone else who is like not Tail Whip, so they were enjoying our Pokemon conversation. I played Scarlet Violet. I played Scarlet. I've played quite a few. My first ever one was Silver, Pokemon Silver.
Yeah,
and then
that was. I mean, Silver was a landmark. That's like in my brain up there with like top video game sequels, and just like the quality of improvement from Red and Blue to Gold and Silver was wild. It's like they have night and day. There's 100 new Pokemon. You can go back to the original region of the game and play through that whole thing all over again.
I love that part. Yeah.
Although I always hated Whitney's Milk Tank, or Miltank, or whatever that. There was that one gym boss where like you fight, and you're like, oh, I got this in the can, and then the attack just keeps getting stronger and stronger and stronger, and then just wipes your whole team out.
Because Miltank has rollout, and then keeps using its Moo juice or whatever
yes.
to recover. Yeah,
that was an early like, what's the word? Gatekeeper, I guess for me.
Well, one of the streamers I watched, he always hates on Whitney's Miltank, being like, it was the worst thing ever having to play through that. And I'm like, okay, I was one of those ones that's like, I'm gonna OP all of my Pokemon, including my starter, before I go into any gym battle that I think I might lose, and I'm gonna use potions and all of that stuff. So
yeah,
I don't ever remember wiping as a kid because like, I was overcautious, like I will be 10 levels ahead of everyone else.
And then like every now and then I periodically will go back and play like Fire Red or something like that, which like made it a lot easier because in the original game, if you picked Charmander, Brock could be quite difficult if you didn't know what you're doing. But then with the foreknowledge of like, I know like, okay, if I level up a Butterfree and I get Mankey and he learns whatever his first fighting move is, you absolutely just steamroll over the first couple of gym leaders.
Oh man. Wow. Okay, the sound's coming in better for me now, I think.
Yeah, it sounds fine so far.
Okay. All right.
Whatever Andy did, it seemed to have worked.
Yeah. Andy, it sounds good now, if you can hear me. Someone wrote, Miltank triggers my fight or flight. Yeah, watch it's M&J TV, and he eventually he does really fun Pokemon runs where like he makes up his own team called Team Sky, so he plays as someone who only uses flying Pokemon or something like that to take over the world. He's played as, he calls himself Grunty Boy, so he's played as like a Team Rocket player. They're pretty fun, but he's done I'm going to play an entire one of just with a Miltank, and that one's pretty funny too. So
okay, we good?
Yeah, it sounds a lot better.
Yeah, we're all good.
I didn't do anything, by the way.
Okay, it might have just been internet slowdown for a moment.
Yeah, there's a lot going on our end.
There is. Thanks for joining us all in chat. How many, if you guys are in chat, and have you guys seen Hades 2 play through before, or even the first Hades game? Let us know. This is Andy's doing amazingly well for us today. We're on our third run at the moment, so
yeah. Well, yes.
I say we like I'm doing so much over here.
We're helping. We're helping. I think what we're doing is we're applying the sort of anxiety-inducing sort of audience that just inspires them to do better. Yeah.
Apparently, I'm not enough.
Fear
it's
of
just
judgment.
us two doing it.
Because that's really the trick to improving any kind of like performance at a task is the fear of judgment.
Yeah, that's true. That's true, or stage fright. You just like, well, I'm never doing that again. Actually, Andy's an old hand at gaming, so he also.
I also don't want to compliment him too much because I'm afraid I'm just gonna. The minute I'm like, I was like, I haven't taken any damage, and the second I say that, I thought you were gonna get away from the sheep.
One day I will.
Let's see.
So
Tommy says, I played the first game approximately 40 hours, but I'd always lose to Hades just due to being greedy. I'm like, Hades was hard. I think it took Andy about 10 runs to Hades before you could finally beat him.
I think like the quickest I ever got to Hades was maybe on like in one of my more recent playthroughs. I think I first got to Hades probably around like run between 12 and 15, somewhere in there. And then even then, it took me like probably 4 or 5 more runs to knock him out for the first time. And then it hits a point where you get into a stride, and then it's like I get upset when I don't beat Hades on a run.
Did we turn into a sheep again that time? I missed it.
Yeah, we did.
All right, so we still
but...
have not beaten Hecate's curse.
Yeah, but Andy made pretty short work of her that time.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was fast.
Oh.
Is that
a word, if you please?
I'd rather not. But...
Pray,
who's this?
Be my girl, and what compelled you to
Is this
out
Kronos?
of Erebus?
I will say nothing.
I'm not your girl, old man. My name and business are not your concern.
So it seems. You appear to be quite pressed for time. Forgive this old man his transgressions.
Couldn't have been.
Oh yes, it could.
Oh, but it could.
But it could.
Yeah.
It could have.
Yeah. So if you guys, another one of our chat responders says they haven't played Hades before, but the art is awesome. Agreed. I think that's why we all got hooked into it originally. Besides Greek mythology.
I was told about it where I was living in Austin and I was playing with at a bar, had like once a week D&D night, and one of the guys at my table was like for like weeks on end was like extolling this game's virtues. I think he was playing it when it was in early access, and then I had a month of hearing about this game, and then I finally got it, and now it's one of the games I think I own on like at least 2 platforms, because I had it on Switch first, and then but like prefer doing most of my games on the PlayStation, so I finally just caved, and it was on sale on PlayStation. I was like, I'd rather just have it. Like, I like all my games in one place.
Yeah. Yeah, Andy, what because we're obviously playing from Steam on your computer, but what controller are you using? Is it the PS5?
Yes, it's the PS5 DualSense Pro Edge, whatever the hell they call it.
It's overkill for Stardew Valley, but I like playing with it. For some
we got to get that Rumble Shock action on Stardew Valley.
Hey, when the fish hits, you gotta react quick. Not forgiving.
The fish hits.
Yeah, I mean, Eli, like you laugh, but you don't know stress until you're trying to hook one of those fish in Stardew.
That's so true. I do not know.
And you're on the clock because you know you have to fill out the bundle, but this fish only comes out in rainy days in the fall, and you're running out, and you're looking at the calendar, and it's already September 18th or November 18th, and you're like, oh boy, like if I don't catch this fish now, like I'm gonna have to wait a whole another year before I get another shot at it.
Okay, this is one of the cloaked characters I mentioned.
T-Sesty.
Ogle if you must. So you could probably figure out who this is pretty quick.
I don't even know who you are.
What? I'm Narcissus, dummy.
Oh. Okay.
Venus.
The
innumerable gifts the others offered in vain. Then beat it.
Show us your face.
See, that's the thing. Every time we've played this before, he's always stayed cloaked, and I wasn't sure if that was like they hadn't finished his character design or
they're still hammering out the
like how do you depict Narcissus? That is a tall order, all things considered.
Yeah.
Or it'd be funny if he's just like
whatever
real
looking,
basic
like,
face, but he just finds it so beautiful. That would be
I think I almost wonder if like he's just like pretty mid, but like is just still vain.
But yeah, we still haven't I knew he was in this game. I haven't seen a face reveal or anything yet. It is interesting that they keep him shrouded.
I kind of like it. It's like, nope, we're not even gonna try.
It could be really interesting to see what they decide to do with him eventually. And I think I think we've met the 3 that I knew we hadn't met yet that Andy and I had seen before. So the character that has not been named yet, you can probably guess who it is though. Arachne and Narcissus.
Yeah. Okay. So this game has been out in early access since I think May. and
so,
they've
yeah,
had a
for a
couple of updates since. And I know, like, I think in potential there's going to be 5 realms. Also, Leo's here to say hi. Where'd you go, bud?
There he is. Hi, buddy.
You want to come up and say hi, dude?
Took me for simple prayer. Where in those bloody depths are you, dearie? Underneath the sea? It's hard to get a blaze a roaring when there's water all about, but if you can handle the pressure down there, I can bring the heat.
Like, yes, please do.
In just a second, I gotta adjust something.
Okay.
Gotcha, bud.
Yeah, so we have Leo on Collins, and then this is Callie and
Say hi,
Dia
buddy.
being a sweet girl. And unfortunately, Veda is not here with us today because she's off having Thanksgiving fun elsewhere.
Yes. Well, currently she's in the car.
Well, yeah, okay. But eventually.
Leo, stop.
Oh, but I do have a sister. Ren just texted me that she is in the chat, maybe. Or
Hell yeah.
Oh.
Is she streaming in from Japan?
No, she got home.
Most fighters get around.
It's empty.
Is she chatting with us?
I hope like
It
everybody.
says she's commenting.
Okay, so August Vellet.
Yeah, that's her.
Okay. Hi,
Just
Ren.
Just docked Ren.
I know, sorry.
Ren, I hear you want to come on the show and talk about Epic the Musical with us, which I've been trying to make happen for like ever.
Ren, if you're at Eli's house, like try to throw this up on the big screen so the whole family can watch Eli on Thanksgiving on the big TV.
Please don't. Also, I think you're in your apartment, so that's better.
She says, hi. Saturn.
Okay, what do we got? Flirt controller, splurge flirt.
Probably should have went to the
All
store.
right. I was about to say I was like curious, but yeah, Palm of Power is never bad.
Especially when I get this one.
Smack, smack, smack.
Ooh, what's that?
Song compels the nightmare bringing Princess ever forward.
Yep, siren time.
Deeper
Fancy
into the abyss.
I do like my guitars.
Yeah, I think I remember. Yeah, he has a lot of guitars. I feel like Odysseus had some fun commentary on Scylla before when we talked to him about it.
Is he like, because in the first game, like whatever killed you, Hypnos would like comment on it and, and kind of, you know, rub salt in that wound.
Yeah, yeah, Achilles would do something similar too sometimes. Yeah.
No, it's not, because all our songs are the best. Each like a perfect little child. Not a bad one, like you.
She's so creepy.
I like her.
I love her.
Yeah.
But she's creepy.
Okay, my question though is the drummer an octopus? Because if not, I feel like that's a missed opportunity.
Well, I mean, she is still technically a siren.
Yeah.
What the shit?
Oh.
That didn't do damage, but that was annoying.
I mean, it feels like cheating if you're an octopus playing drums because it's more
No, that
impressive
just
when you
seems
only
like-
have 2 arms.
It just seems like no, it's the rule of the animal kingdom. Like in the undersea band, the octopus must play drums.
That is true.
It's just
I have
natural.
watched Little Mermaid, and that does feel like that was the case.
There's an extended, not extended. There was an octopus drummer in the Aquaman movies.
Yeah, Andy would know better what kind of guitars he has.
I have an Ibanez Gira, which is the Anita Strauss signature, and a Schecter C1 Platinum, and a Telecaster, Fender Telecaster. I also have a Copyright Air Les Paul Electra in my basement.
So, like Les Paul with like a Z or something.
Basically, but it's like from the era where it's basically a Les Paul, but not.
Yes, and he's just
They're
kind
also
of...
making short work of these signs. Like casually, it's just tearing through these.
Right?
I know you guys have no idea how much you struggled with her
Yeah, it was
for the first few runs.
We should put Christy on the controller just to like, get a like point of comparison.
Right.
Yeah, I don't think we would have gotten that far even. I think like the most
Finally.
like I've played some Final Fantasy and Tales and Persona games. And I think like a lot of those, there's a couple of Tales games that require actual like combos and stuff like that. But like most of the games I play are turn-based.
Yeah.
Makes my life easier. I do not do well for quick reaction things. I am one of those people that like if I play Mario Kart, I use my controller like I'm actually driving, and it's very over exaggerated. So,
Yep.
All right.
yeah.
Back to
I am
morning.
right there with you, Christy.
Yeah.
The morning fields.
I don't know how to do it any other way.
Got here first.
Son of a bitch.
Hello, Eris.
All right, what's it gonna be this time?
What? Are you concerned my task just isn't difficult enough? Going a bit too swimmingly?
This is true. It is going a bit too swimmingly.
That's pretty much exactly what she's doing.
Yeah.
What next? You go kill Kronos and then what? Come on, babe. Let's not do anything rash. Bye now.
I love her.
She kind of looks like Jinx too, like with the gun that she has as well.
And that's the gun from the first game, where like one of your
Yeah.
weapons is that like
Yeah.
gun that is Eris. I think it is like Eris's gun.
Oh, that makes sense. Okay. So what'd she do to you this time?
Same thing as last time.
Fun
I know.
stuff.
Yeah, totally agree.
Well, I
Ren
mean,
Eris
easy-
is hot. Like that, she's adorable and chaotic, and I love it.
I mean, Andy, it's just really easy. Just don't get hit. Like, I
Yeah,
don't know what the problem
just
is.
don't get hit.
Yeah.
Let's
Possibly
see.
go wrong.
Yeah.
So Tommy says his first base was in Ibanez.
Ibanez, nice.
Yep. And then Ren asked, "Have y'all seen Pitchy Pitchy Pitch?" I don't think I have. I'm guessing that's an anime, and I have seen quite a few, but not that one.
I've been stuck on Dan to Dan recently.
Something for me.
Yeah,
Highly recommend it. Christy.
it's on.
Oh, mermaid. It's a mermaid anime
Okay.
or
okay.
manga.
Okay. Yeah,
Shit.
what's the one you're watching, Andy? I saw the first one. It is
Dan to
fun.
Dan.
Yeah.
Dan to Dan. What? It's on Netflix and on Crunchyroll,
Yep.
I think. Although once we're done streaming, I'm watching the final 3 episodes of Arcane because, like, oh my
Oh
god, I
yeah.
can't wait.
That's a. I need to
I
get
like-
caught up with Demon Slayer. I think.
Yeah.
All right. Ooh, Apollo.
Yeah, good call.
Clear the way.
Yeah. Are you being a dirt?
What the? Oh, I remember this. Just so quick.
I know. Good
Oh,
lord.
yeah. Just having a tough time.
And it heals when it hits me. Fucking great.
So maybe like a succubus like thing.
There's probably like if we like. I'm sure somewhere there's a menu that tells us what they are, and like once you kill like an X amount of these, you like get more info.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense.
Oh yeah.
They won't be gone for long.
That was annoying.
All right, Apollo, what do you got for us?
Kronos is up to something, but not even Athena knows what. His assaults on Olympus always fail, even if they've kept us occupied. What's his next move?
Yeah, I will say I have no idea what's going on. It is kind of the premise of like the Titans fight back, and I'm like, yeah, what would happen if the Titans fight back? Because it's kind of reverse of how things go, right? Like we have the Titanomachy, but there's always the assumption of progress of like the next generation takes over.
Right.
For the unspeakable
Yeah.
monstrosities therein.
And
The dead have suffered enough.
Is there a
Alright,
mythology where there's like a reverse coup d'etat?
But I want the hammer.
how do you mean?
I don't
Like,
think so, Christy. I think I know what you mean.
yeah. So like, yeah, the Olympians are in charge, but then the Titans get their shit together and they take it back. Like,
Oh.
is there
no,
a version of that?
Not so much, to my knowledge. There's the Gigantomachy, which is kind of like how that fits in is a little weird, but it's a sense of like part of it is like they raise up. I forget who sets this dichotomy up, where like the Olympians are kind of on one mountain and the Giants are on another mountain, and there's kind of like a rival version of Olympus, and then they're thrown down or killed. I think they're on Mount Oida, but I may be making that up. And like how that like relates to the Titanomachy is a little weird and fishy and kind of fluid. Because the one thing that's sort of clear about the giants is that they're earthborn. That's like kind of what the name means.
Yeah.
So
Are they they're the results of Uranos's blood hitting?
that's the Furies. Now they're just like more children of Gaia, I think.
Okay.
They are.
Okay.
And they're usually like snaky. So like the famous example is like the altar at Pergamon. That's like the big scene of the Gigantomachy, and that's like got the really iconic panel of, I think it's Athena, and she's like pulling one up by the hair, about to like slit his throat or something.
Oh,
that's
that's what
handy.
the trees do.
Yeah, I unlocked that after I died.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
You sure you wouldn't rather just wander around the field for a minute?
Do that.
Does allow for more
Oh,
commentary.
there we go. Top right.
Like, do.
Got it. Thank you.
This corruption.
Yeah, that is interesting because as we see, the third boss looks like a corrupted Cerberus, right?
Mhm.
So there's some kind of corruption happening.
Yeah.
The only thing I could think of that is equivalent to that actual in like
Now my reward.
not even Greek mythology, but just like Greek religion is miasma and pollution.
Yeah.
Sure.
But like I don't think the Titans would be involved with that either because they're immortal. So the same reason the Olympians wouldn't want miasma. I don't think Titans would either. Although if Hades hangs out in the underworld with the dead all the time, is he just always?
Well, being dead isn't miasmatic necessarily. It's
Yeah.
blood guilt and like killing people, or like not even just killing people, but like killing like family members or like people you aren't supposed to kill. Like it's
But if you think
hang
about
on, is this gonna be it?
if
No,
you
I
think
got a
about
different
religion
defiance.
though, and I've had it
Okay.
explained to me that like anything that is emblematic of mortality cannot be brought into
Yeah,
these
inside your
religious
limits.
spaces. That's why pregnant,
Yeah.
like very pregnant women can't go into temples a lot of the time or go into
Or like you have
sanctuaries.
the island of Delos is like ritually sanctified, which means like you can't have anyone who's sick or pregnant or giving birth. You can't have anyone buried there. You can't die there.
Yeah.
It's this like it's like a sanctified hollow space.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's not like an individual can be polluted with miasma by having committed blood crimes, but in terms of sacred spaces, there's a lot more to it, and arguably like that's why women were responsible for burial rites, is because they're more immune to miasma since menstruation is also an aspect of miasma, and so like that's why women at least in ancient Greek and maybe the Roman world, do you guys know if like they were mostly responsible for like taking care of the body of the dead?
It depends on the time period is kind of my understanding. It depends on if you were like nobility or not.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense.
Because I think in general it's just like an unclean job, so it's probably left to slaves at some point.
I can
and
see
then
that.
like, the public like mourning face of things is much more for like the close family.
Gotcha. Why is there a bubble following you?
My beach ball.
Oh, okay.
Fun.
Why do you have a beach ball?
Wow,
Poseidon. It's a Poseidon boon. Yeah. All right, let's spend some of that hard-earned cash.
Yeah, like all of it.
Yeah. Hopefully they have a P to stop.
It's fortunate the Underworld boatman's still plying his trade even during a downturn such as this. I trust his prices have gotten better at least. Or perhaps worse.
Recession not even the Underworld can escape a recession.
Right.
I was like, well, since when is Apollo the like mercantile god? That's much more of a Hermes thing, right? Like,
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Anything involving transfer of things.
Yeah.
Goods and ideas is Hermes is moving something from one space to another.
Okay.
I can't tell
Yeah.
if he's creating the coins or melting them.
Yeah, and they've definitely got the hourglass like Chronos mark on them. So
Yeah, it's a takeover, so he's reissued new mints and coinage.
so he's in charge. Yeah, he's the treasurer of the Underworld.
I mean, my personal favorite is you get into stuff like where like somebody is minting a coin that is like literally one side of the coin is like a picture of them like stomping on their rival, or like oh, I forget who is it. I think there's like an Augustan era coin, or no, a Caesar coin of like a snake and an elephant, which is like kind of a veiled like stab at Poppy. You get stuff like Brutus issues coins of like his face with like liberty on one side and stuff like that. Pretty unsubtle things.
How long do we think before Trump puts himself on a coin?
Which actually, I don't even...
That's like a big shift that you make between putting yourself on a coin, because for a while it was only dead people and like heroes that could be on coins, and it was a very new thing to be putting a living person on a coin.
That's fair.
I feel like that is a bigger shift.
Wow. That's similar to like the Imperial cult though, right? Like so you only become a god after you die.
Like Alexander.
Exactly.
Like it seems like Alexander's kind of the like kind of inflection point on this one. Of like a living person self-deifying a living man, or shortly deceased man, recently deceased. I lost my train of thought.
I imagine that's why all these NFTs exist now.
Well, because we have like Trump, like just Trump has a crypto, right?
Oh yeah, a crypto and NFTs.
Oh, stupid.
Oh.
Good job, babe. You got as far as last time.
This is our Everest right here, right? Getting past the infernal beast.
But that works out because again, we know the places now. We get to see more characters come out.
Oh, we get some memories.
Yeah.
It is the dead of night within a haunted, barely moonlit thicket at the Underworld's edge. There, a young forsaken princess hunts her prey.
Ready or not, hence I go.
Hence I go.
I like that. Hence I go. Great start.
I bid you farewell for now, Lord Hypnos.
The keen-eyed princess finds a set of tracks, suggesting that her foe trod through this dusty ground not very long before.
Shush, Homer. How shall I ever catch her if you're going to describe my every move?
Oh, the narrator's Homer. That's fun. And Melanoia has Deadpool fourth wall breaking powers.
As she continues on her fateful search.
That kind of it kind of works again for like operating in a liminal space, right? The narrator is the liminal space between the action of the events and characters and the reader or audience.
Not in a little while, little goddess. Though I'd expect that pointy hat of hers to give her away.
I'll look for it. Thank you.
Oh, she's got to be around here somewhere, little goddess.
Got you, Hecate. You're dead.
Oof.
Got me, you did, Melanoe. But I dare say I can escape your clutches yet.
Hey! Can't hide from me. Hi, Shades. Is Hecate about? Huh. Not seen her, huh? Over there.
Perceptive.
There you are. Got you again.
So persistent. Give up already, witch. For I'm a titaness. You cannot vanquish me.
I can and shall.
So Hecate is playing a Titan? Because she's not a Titan. Well, I guess.
Well, no, I think she's just they're playing make believe.
Yeah. Okay.
I got you. Hecate? What's the matter?
It's merely the not heard your laughter before. Reminded me of your mother. A much preferable sound to that of grief.
I promise not to cry again. I still get sad sometimes, but not as much.
Do not make promises you cannot keep. When tears well up, let them spill forth. They're not so precious that they need be contained.
But you never cry, Hecate. I wish to become strong like you, so that I might find Kronos and destroy him for what he's done. And then you could hear my mother's laugh again.
And I shall do everything in my power to prepare you, so that you may succeed where I failed. If not for your family's sake, then for your birthright, as the princess of the Underworld.
Did you guys notice that her shoulder pads are faces to show the
tripartite? Yeah.
Oh, I love that. I had not noticed that.
Yeah. Well, I have a question about Melanoe's belt here too, with the flower on it.
Concern yourself with your own pain, not mine. Destroying Kronos shall not change the past, and the pain shall linger, though assert itself less frequently with age. But enough.
Christy, I may not be able to hear you.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, there you are.
Okay.
Gosh. No, I think it's just it's a lag in the video. I was like looking at you.
Oh yeah, no, yeah. I
was
paused
like,
too because I wanted to hear the rest of the convo. But yeah, because it looks like a poppy or something, right, on her belt. And I was trying to think of if there was any specific reference to something like that.
I mean, poppy buds before they bloom look a lot like pomegranates.
Mm.
Ever think maybe we're just not cut out for this, Mel? Me with the haunting.
I feel like that's some deep dive literature or
I know.
research I'd have to do.
It's probably like I'm thinking way too hard about it.
For his crimes against my family. Restore the rightful ruler of the Underworld.
Let's see. Have fun at work, Ren. Bye. And yeah, Tommy, I think you're hearing the echo because I think it's coming from Lij's computer.
Sorry. What do you need me to do?
I think if you put headphones in, you could avoid the echo. But usually it only comes up when a character is talking.
Oh, thanks. Just like I'm sure you're cut out for all that other stuff.
And your sis says she loves you.
Where are you, headmistress? Last night I dreamt of this.
Andy, if you said something that did not come through.
Oh, because I was
There you go.
muted.
Okay. There you go.
So it is coming from Lij.
Yeah.
I'm getting headphones.
She's getting the headphones. It usually only was noticeable when dialogue was happening, and that was a lot of dialogue we sat through. So it wasn't terrible or anything. But
okay, I'm sorry because I don't notice it. So
what we getting now? All right, so we still got stuck at corrupted Cerberus. I don't know. Do we have predictions? Like, what's Kronos' game plan? Because that's kind of where we're at.
Take over the underworld to give some kind of exploited loop black hole into, I don't know, to get to Olympus somehow. But
yeah. Are we're going with this as Kronos time god, right?
I think it's both. I think they're conflating. I think this is simultaneously time god and dad.
And
definitely with the hourglass aspect, they're definitely promoting time.
Well, there's been a lot of time references.
Yes, there really has. Like, we don't have much time. I feel like that's a lot. I kind of think we're gonna do some time travel.
I can see that for sure.
Like maybe wanting to go back like before Zeus was born or something. Because that seems very like classic Greek god is to like, I want to go back and not have my children so they won't usurp me in some way or become more powerful.
Maybe he'll travel forward in time to kill Hitler.
Naturally.
Well, I guess it makes sense that like Kronos would start in the underworld because that's where all the Titans are imprisoned, is in Tartarus, right? So,
sure.
Don't need your charity, princess, or temptations while I'm on duty or off. You're doing this because you want something from me anyway, so here, knock yourself out.
retribution incarnate.
Thank you.
I love. Ooh, an evil eye. We
I want
lie.
to help you, you know. The fates, I mean. They don't take pity on whoever asks. If anything, you'll make things even worse.
I remember the fates get referenced a
Maybe
lot
you just don't
in
give
this
your
discussion
sisters enough
too.
credit. If they once aided my brother, then there has to be a chance they'll aid us. They have a stake in this too.
What, you mean their family? They couldn't care less. Too busy messing with everybody's lives, making it look like an accident.
You mustn't speak of them that way.
Did we see the fates in the first game?
No, I don't believe so.
I didn't think so either.
Except for the the odd reference, but we don't actually meet them.
Yeah.
A big one. Our shades had to stay very far away.
I've already seen them.
A couple times.
Our shades reports and add that this infernal beast is none other than Cerberus, my father's household pet, acting on instinct and pure rage.
I feared as much, for they said the beast had several fire-spitting maws. I don't suppose he recognized you after all this time and let you pass?
He did neither of those things. I have to help him.
Sleep.
Think I can raise my grasp.
What do we need here? That's actually not terrible.
See if we can beat Fluffy this time. Poor Cerberus.
The centaur.
Colin is like taking mental notes so that he can strategize his runs.
What I'm actually doing is futzing around with my Discord server profile, so you can notice my little avatar is changing.
Oh yeah.
I'm just trying to get it to be that scroll of truth guy who throws the scroll and goes, yeah.
Gods no. I should be able to increase my grasp. Concentrate.
Really need to get more ash.
Do we get any new weapons? Sister blades?
I almost don't want to switch, but we're going to.
Sister blades. We're fellow sisters now.
A fitting armament. She's here, watch and learn. Over here.
This one seems most reminiscent of the power of punches.
Yeah.
You like the power of punches.
No, I do. But I was doing so good before.
You were.
I like that though.
Commander, you once held a place of honor in my father's house, so you must know Cerberus. I think I found him in the morning fields, coated in miasma, heads to
Called
paws.
it.
Look at you.
Uncontrolled fits of rage.
Oh no, he mostly sat around. We go way back. It's just I kept strategically afar, seeing as he's kind of like a dog and I'm kind of like a bone. So now he's giving you some trouble, huh?
It's not his
He has a
fault.
point. Fair
Kronos
point.
must have cast him from the house and put him out to pasture. But if I can just break through all that grime, I'm certain I can calm him down.
He never did like bears, just so you know.
The Crossroads training grounds are watched over by fearless seafarer Skelemius, famed in death as he was famed in life.
We should know who he is
Cannot
then.
fail with such a genius on our side.
I'm like going into the Hades wiki and see if
Oh
there's
my God.
actually any revelation about Skelly. I don't think he actually is anybody other. They sort of. I remember it's revealed that Skelly is just like he was hired on the down low by Hades as your dad to help Zagreus, as kind of like Hades' sort of roundabout way of helping him. But I don't know if I'm trying to figure out if Skelly's actually
Ideal not. Hence I go.
actually a person.
It would be funny. It's like, oh, he's so famous. You should know who he is. And we're like,
Nope. We spoke with your grim father, Lij. He never was the most sociable sort. When we stopped hearing from him, we figured he was simply in one of his moods, not one of the clutches of Kronos.
Oh, Lord.
Just being an edgelord. A sad boy down in the underworld. All right, this is run number 4.
New weapon.
Oh wait, no, I was wrong. Skelly was in the first game. Skelly's working for not Kronos. Sorry, for Charon.
Okay.
That he's one of Charon's employees.
Okay.
Who is influence, and this is all kind of a little bit of a question mark.
Okay.
Well.
Oops. What'd you go for? I missed it.
Saloon. Lune?
Oh, Luna. Selene.
Yeah, Selene.
Sister Selene.
Selene. There we go.
Now that Artemis has revealed to Olympus what they need to know
She's
of
so
you,
pretty.
she had pretext to return to your woods. But your reunion needed to be brief. Once our troubles have subsided, may we Silver Sisters meet together and rejoice.
I like that they do distinguish her from Artemis. Which I think, wasn't Helios in the first game? No?
Only as I think there's some items that have his name attached to it, but we don't ever meet him.
Okay. That made him distinct. That would make him distinct from Apollo.
Yeah.
Same with here.
Sometimes they are treated as two different entities.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
More wastrels.
Wastrels. That's a word. That's a fun word. I'm looking that up. Wastrels. A good for nothing person. That's literally what it means.
That's a great translation or definition.
I have no intention of seeing my dues gambled away by your wastrel of a son. Oh, Colin blue screen, but she'll be back.
Okay.
So don't do anything cool, I guess. Just
Yeah.
don't die either.
Yeah, I'll do my best.
Don't do anything cool.
Don't do anything cool. Don't.
When Artemis first told me your tale, I figured it was just one of her pranks. Taking on the Titan yourself, come on. But it did sound like something a vengeful child of Hades might attempt.
I'm not quite sure what Apollo's vibe is yet. Like, it's interesting. He wasn't in the first game, right? He was, like, distinctly absent from the first game.
Yeah, he wasn't in.
I grow strong.
The river
Okay, I'm back.
winds through
Yay!
passageways.
Dennis, anything?
No.
Yeah, we told Andy not to do anything cool. So he didn't.
Fair enough.
So he didn't do anything
Well, that
cool.
Well, that
we
shouldn't
did see
have been an issue.
Apollo. Yeah, we saw Apollo, and that was it. And it was like, oh, yet another vengeful child of Hades. And, we're like, okay. And that's kind of all we got. Yeah, I'm not quite sure like what Apollo's. I never got like how to think of Hades. Like he was just too perfect, like esque kind of a character. And it's like Apollo does not appeal to me as a mythological figure.
I think like well, one way you can kind of read him is like he's like a proto form of Zeus. Like he's like a young form of Zeus in some ways. Of like he's the youthful aspect, but like the youth and inexperience like really colors everything.
Yeah.
And part of it like the way his like relationships and love affairs kind of don't work out.
Yeah.
He tends to be very unsuccessful in that department, either just like failing to consummate, or his lovers die very young, like Hyacinthus or Cyparissus, in some sort of like tragic sporting accident, or he's just straight up left, like in some situations where someone just will like, just dump him basically. And part of that is like his youth element, and that he's all about like, he's like just on the cusp of adulthood as like an young unbearded man.
That's true.
And everything kind of comes back to that in some way, shape, or form. And he's like sort of a recreation of Zeus in some ways, or prophecy and light and dragon slaying and all that.
Okay, that makes sense. Maybe that's why I don't like him that
like
because the only other story that I can really equate with him for the most part is like Hermes and his story of like being a baby and more or less outsmarting Apollo.
Yes, stealing his cattle.
Yeah.
And there's also, so Apollo's fun because I think there's some evidence to suggest that he's a relatively late addition to the pantheon, where his name possibly, like some etymologies of his name tie it back to like Hittite words or Near Eastern words. A lot of his cult sites or areas that he's associated with are in like Anatolia. He doesn't show up in Linear B to my knowledge, or at least any reference to him, although Artemis does maybe. There's a Potniathera in Linear B. Although she also is this big open question of like, what exactly, when we're talking a mistress of beasts, like what are we talking about here? So you get like what is it? Ephesian Artemis, who's like this sort of fertility, like many-breasted fertility figure.
So good.
And so that figure seems to have also gone through various kind of like stages and evolutions, and also like linking her to Apollo in some way. But yeah, because he seems to come from the East, maybe broadly in some way. His big cult sites are Delos. Like his myths about like founding the cult of Delphi is like sort of like him as like coming in and establishing himself somewhat as like an outside force. I mean, he comes, I guess, from like Delos, so like that's a sort of in the Aegean kind of transitory place. It's sort of a sort of nexus location. And his worship, I think, probably doesn't come in until later, maybe like somewhere in the Archaic period. But
and then I think in terms of like the archaic art too, it's like a lot of what we call Apollo, and I don't know if it's accurate to call him that, is like the Koros figures, right? Which are coming from Egypt.
These young men, like these sort of nude young male figures. And also like the fact that he doesn't seem to have a Roman corollary, like the Romans just also adopt Apollo. He gets other epithets and stuff, but yes.
Well, and the Kori becomes Persephone too, which is so great. And which of course Persephone has some very similar aspects that Artemis has too.
Yeah, maidenhood. They're all like, they're goddesses of like moving from childhood to adulthood. Like festivals to Artemis are coming of age rites in many way, shape, or form. Same with Apollo. He's like that, but for boys. There's a Spartans ritual to Hyacinthus, like the Hyacinthia, that is a like coming of age ritual for Spartan young men. And a lot of it also the close association with death stories with these coming of age rituals, that like the coming of age ritual is a myth or is connected to a myth that is about some young person dying.
Free hammer.
If you want to lean hard into the like myth ritual nexus, which is a very like potent aspect of myth. Skulking onslaught.
So I've been like, I grew up in Washington State. I didn't realize, but I grew up in a fairly large LDS community, like was around me, which makes sense for the Pacific Northwest. They're like more in Idaho than anything, but like I didn't realize there was an LDS church right next to my high school, and that a lot of my friends were in the LDS church. And so now I've been watching like this woman who's an ex-Mormon, and she's just like revealing all of the like crazy rituals and stuff they have that was partly inspired by like masonry and stuff. And she talks about like how when she had to first go through these rituals, she's just like, it was so uncomfortable and I hated it, but to be like a good Mormon, I had to be like, no, I loved it, it was great. Like with my silly outfit.
Oh my god.
And it's really funny. Because I think I was really good friends with someone who was very critical of a lot of the teachings and stuff, which makes sense because he came out as gay later. So I'm like, that checks out. So it's like I always had a really interesting understanding of Mormonism growing up because like my friend was in it but critical of it, so like would tell the most ridiculous stories. I'm like, are you just making shit up? And
I hope someone jumps into the chat right now as we're just like, playing this game talking about Mormons.
Like what?
Or as we're spinning out a larger theory about how this game is actually like it's like another Twilight situation. It's actually like a Mormon allegory.
Well, I mean the thing is like I forget when you talk about Greek religion, you talk about cults all the time, right? Like cult. And then, but like most undergrads coming into your class are like, cults? And they're like,
yeah.
yes, and no, but yes.
Yeah. Right?
Cult is in the sense of object of worship.
Yeah.
Yes.
And yet, there's certain aspects. Is like I would argue that my sorority stuff like was very cultish in terms of rituals and secret handshakes and passwords. And...
The fun etymology route to go down is how like our word cult is also etymologically connected to cultivation and like growing and things like that.
Right?
But it's just the core root means to like care for. Well, the word cultus is like something like inhabit, but then also by extension to care for, and then by extension to like cherish or worship.
Hey, there's our book we wanted with all the deets. All right.
Yep.
Here, Andy, go through one at a time. I'll read out real quick.
I just read them all. I don't know.
Yeah, you all feed readers. Hecate, you wish that you were her. Understandable. Yet how many times does she tell you she is not your mother? Ouch. She who taught you much of what you know other than that which is already in your heart. More is to be learned. Selene.
So
I'll think her beautiful. You know her power, for she is distant and conceals it well. She is the eye of night. You look up to her. A tightness fostered by Nyx herself, she ensures that the unseen have visibility above the surface as we below.
Really called us out there.
I know everything about you, especially that you are weak. Oh, this is interesting. Who's writing this? This is called the Book of Shadows, right? What are you fighting for? What do you hope to prove? And if by some stroke of fate you prevail, what then? Do give it all some thought whilst you're out and about. We are trying, all right? We're trying. Some know him as the man of many ways. Certainly he is a complicated one. To you, he is a friend. Many do not trust him, but you do. He knows mortals and he knows the land above. He knows a great deal, in fact, and he is resourceful. His weakness for witches, however, seems to have no limit. That's a good.
That's good.
A daughter of night and bringer of retribution to those who achieve, shall we say, an overabundance of happiness. She keeps mortals penitent and grateful for the scraps they have. She is bigger and stronger than you. You wonder why she was not tasked with your responsibility. Yeah, there's a lot there with Nemesis, so that's interesting. She aimlessly gravitated towards your tent, and your attempt to exorcise her failed. Thus, a long-standing companionship began. She is noteworthy inasmuch as she is able to communicate well beyond the means of lesser shades, such as she, for reasons you have yet to grasp.
It's Pandora. I'm calling it right now.
Yeah, it seems pretty likey. Skelemius, an unyielding presence. That much at least is true. You admire his wisdom and resilience. He bears the manner of a mortal, which gives him an ease with which he is able to earn the trust of many of the shades of the crossroads. Still nothing helpful there. Charon, one of the elder sons of night. He has served the realm beneath the earth in a variety of ways. For some eons, he once ferried the dead to their final resting place, but now has other burdens. Yeah, he's not acting as a fairy. Even his own kin struggle to communicate with him and find him to be off-putting, cryptic, or aloof. You are pleased to know him otherwise. The Olympians, Poseidon, your boisterous uncle, sometimes called the Earth Shaker, although he's best known for the seas which smother much of the surface. He is comfortable in adverse situations and quite unable to hold still, much like the seas themselves.
It is noteworthy. We haven't met Zeus yet, so like, what's he up to?
Yeah,
is he similarly? Is he in trouble?
Yeah. Demeter, your mother once fled from her, such as her doting and particular nature, our great goddess of seasons. Her long life has fueled in her a particular kind of wrath that is feared even on her mountain. It is fortunate she likes you. Yeah, that's probably true. Apollo, a god in the guise of a beautiful youth, you are left to conclude that his genial manner toward you is in fact sincere. Conflict is not really in his nature, thus he is often out of his depth, despite how well he gets on anyway. That's interesting, but I don't feel untrue. You have much to learn from her at some point. She is more than she appears. For instance, she is much older than most of the others on her mountain, yet holds fast to her carefree look and spirit. I like that they're alluding to the fact that she is of the Titan generation, in at least in Hesiod's telling of things. The goddess of the hearth is very wise, inasmuch as she altogether avoids most matters of familial politics, but there are some matters in which she must become involved. She likes you and you like her. She does not stand on ceremony. You could learn a thing or two of that. It's interesting that like it's very much framing Melanoe as a student. Like she's literally going to learn from everyone. All right, Arachne, a talented weaver cursed by the gods. You do not fear her, and for that reason alone, she likes you. She has made a home of sorts in Erebus, where the living are no longer a threat to her. I don't think the living ever were a threat to her.
Well, I mean, people don't like spiders, right? People want to.
Well,
like,
that's
stomp
true.
on
I was
spiders.
thinking of like Arachne, the mortal woman, but that that's a good point. When she gets turned into a spider, yeah. All right, Scylla, a witch cursed her, to look the way she is, though not to be. Her disposition is of her own choice, but her dislike for witches is worthy of note. She has a partnership with the other loathsome daughters of the deep, but they can sing. You have to give them that.
I have to give them
He's
shit.
like, yeah, I was about to say, and he's like, no, I don't. Eris, we have night to thank for many of the primordial forces without which the world as we know it scarce can be imagined. Strife, for better or worse, is one such force. She scoffs at any sort of order, natural or otherwise. You are drawn to her like a moth to a flame. Yes, we are. And Hypnos, a son of Nyx and the incarnate of sleep. You gaze upon him in wonder of his dreams. He served in your father's house, narrowly avoided the fate the others met soon after your birth, which we don't know what is. All right. I don't know if do we want to read all of the Stygian dangers or?
No, that's all right.
Yeah, I think we're good on that.
Dude energy.
All right.
So that feels like maybe a third to half of the characters we'd expect to meet.
You have returned, or lost your way, perhaps, in those interminable passageways beyond.
This guy.
Yeah.
I know where I'm going. Whom do I address? And what are you doing here yourself in such a place?
My name and business are not your concern. Is that not what you said? Ah, the impertinence of the youth of this age.
I like how they did his voice.
Yeah, his voice is good.
As planned.
I like how it just totally kind of blanked on us getting through Erebus. Like even the fight with Hecate. I'm like, did he turn into a sheep again? I don't know. Probably.
I did.
He did.
Okay. Just making sure. No errors, thank the gods. She's only ever showed up in like
in one
the
spot,
morning
right?
field so far.
Yeah.
You can show up there too.
Yeah. That's true, because we had met her before. We
Yeah.
had made it to the morning fields before. Okay.
Open up.
Ah.
Oh, cool. Get the fishies, babe. Get the fishies.
Let's see what's here.
All right, we've got palm. We've got whatever that resource is. Blue.
That increase.
Yeah.
Boing.
Money.
Like the
I like, so the music starts off with just humming.
Heart. Were you gonna go for the heart? Or are you gonna go for the
Yeah,
palm?
heart.
Yeah.
and I feel like the closer you get to Skilla, then you can start to hear lyrics and everything. Because right now you can just hear humming.
Like not quite the same, but somebody once told me, or recently somebody told me that one of the things about like if you go through like Daft Punk's discography, that like with every album, because they're robots, like they like learn a new trick, like lyrics or harmonizing or like other things. So like every like album, it like progressively gets like more elaborate. I don't know how actually true that is. I'm not familiar enough with Daft Punk oeuvre to say for sure, but I like the theory.
Yeah. I definitely just really enjoy the music of the Erebus level in general.
It works.
You'd be spamming.
Unseal one of the other paths, perhaps. This'll be
Is this like a new ability you acquired to like open up more paths?
No, it's a new gimmick.
Okay. Hey, let's not make noises on the soundboard.
Oh, you're a kitty.
Like I'm awake now.
This isn't your domain.
Back up. There you go. There you go.
Whoa, hey.
Oh, Andy getting wrecked. No, he came out of that pretty well.
Stab.
Yeah, I'm kind of, I was wondering if anything was supposed to look like Charybdis in Oceanus. Since you have Skilla, and it does make sense, like they're pointing out that Skilla is not a big fan of witches. It's like, oh, that checks out.
Yeah.
Yep.
It'd be cool if we get to meet Circe too.
That would be
I
cool,
wonder if
actually.
she'll be like the Eurydice kind of figure, like in the first game, like with each stage there was like a chance that you could run into a random character like Sisyphus or Eurydice or Patroclus, and if like if there's going to be like an equivalent to that. There he is.
You shall not get there.
Clock themed villain.
I'll carve you limb from limb for this. Forever.
I forgot that he does this, yeah.
How frightening. Unfortunately, we shall never know if yours was a mere empty threat, for you are going on a little time out.
You guys see his staff with the bird.
Yeah. Interesting.
You wish to traipse through this realm, then here, bask in it.
Over there. Just need to hold within this rift.
What witchery is this?
I like how they also design him with like the kintsugi thing, where like if something's broken, you use gold to like repair it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You knew how to resist my little spell.
There we are.
All right. We're back.
Yeah.
This feels familiar.
Yeah. Yeah, I forgot. It does. Yeah, once you start coming across Kronos, you travel back in time to some of the realms of the Underworld. I totally forgot that mechanic was in here.
5 points for Eli.
Yep.
Oh, fuck that.
And he missed it. it. She likes pushing buttons.
Good for her.
Born only to be taken by Kronos, along with my daughter and those nearest her. But the Witch of the Crossroads got you out of there, did she? How could she not send word?
Yeah, that's kind of like there's implications here that like Hecate has her own plans because like she didn't tell any of the Olympians of the fact that like I feel like they knew Melinoe had been born, but then didn't know what happened to her afterwards.
Hey, more beside. I should have got the coin.
Just double down, right? Lean into the theme.
That is true. You would think his ability would be helpful down here in Oceanus.
Yeah, just push him up against the traps.
I'm just saying that like giant Sebastian props or
Well, you have to imagine like the designers and the artists, have to sit around and basically be like, look, we just need goons and people. Like, here's the theme. Like shoot, like what's the idea? What are we going like? Crabs, shark people, right? Fish.
It's like they won't believe us if we put sharks in it. Like never. I just can't get over that. Like, what do you mean the Romans don't know about sharks? Yes, they do.
Of course they do.
And as someone pointed out too, it's like even if like realistically the Romans never had sharks included as part of their nautical fights in the Roman Colosseum, you think they wouldn't do that if they like had the idea though? Like they would so do that.
They would so do that. Absolutely. Ugh.
What was it?
That's the tiniest little thing. I'm like, how? Whatever. No.
But like somehow when they did for what is it? Those About to Die, when they put all the crocodiles in.
Yes, alligators, whatever they were.
I feel like Nile. I associate Nile crocodile.
Okay.
That might be wrong.
I don't know. Truly don't. But yeah, that tracks.
Yes. Yes, Nile has the crocodiles.
I returned as much gold as I could, but know full well it isn't easy for you to procure the goods you provide.
Versus alligators are more like saltwater. That's why you'll see them in Florida and stuff.
Is that it?
Maybe.
No, well, there are saltwater crocs, but they live in Australia.
Yeah.
They're different animals, and they have different shapes, different head shapes, different.
You know what doesn't help? Children's books. They don't help. They don't help. Semi-aquatic.
There is a species of American crocodile, but it's like very rare and only lives in. And I believe there's also a species of alligator that lives in like China, maybe, or Southeast Asia somewhere.
Yeah, and then there's all your like caimans and like other things that have
gharials and all the like, the other crocodilians.
So weird and cool. Little dinosaurs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, we had no problem with Those About to Die just having a naval battle with a bunch of crocodiles eating people.
I mean, maybe people had a problem with that. I don't know.
Maybe. Not to mention, it's like it was former senators that were being sent.
Right. Oh man, that was wild.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm all I know is look forward to that. That's like the one thing I've really heard about Gladiator, besides like Denzel's awesome, and he came out in a magazine article and said like, yeah, I kissed a man in this movie and they took it out. And I'm like, let Denzel do what he wants, people. I like this song so much.
Everyone loves this song, besides me.
Everyone is me, because I say it every time you fight her. I wonder who the voice actor for her is. Looking it up now.
Probably Spotify might be able to tell us. If there's a soundtrack for this up yet.
There is.
Okay.
I don't know if there is yet.
There is.
Check in. Hades 2 original soundtrack.
Aaron Yvette.
Yep.
I will always enjoy winning that fight.
Sing about that. I can use this.
Oh, and her 2 siren fens are named Roxy and Jetty.
Nice.
So that makes
Works
sense.
of sailors, Sling, Skiller, and her sirens lie conspicuously scattered here, imparting vengeance on the sensibility of those who dare to take a closer look.
You're such a mess, that little dress. Oh gods.
The boss fight features multiple original songs, and some say it's their favorite part of the game. I'm like,
Is there a citation on that one, or is it? If I look citation, Christy.
that is,
Boulder.
of course, the AI overview. So take that as you will. Although it offers a link. So apparently Sports Illustrated has an article, Hades 2 Skilla Boss Guide, How to Clear Oceana's Sports Illustrated. So Sports Illustrated believes this is a sport. It's an e-sport.
You never understood me, Trouble. Fine, you don't have to. Just remember that I'm doing this for your own good. And actually, mine too.
Shocker.
Oopsie.
Trying to slow me down.
I love the sound effect. Doink.
Yes.
Few things to find.
Okay. Cats want to escape.
Whole hearts.
All right. Do we think Andy can beat or get to and beat Cerberus this time?
Nope.
Hey, never say never.
Never say never.
True.
Although you
I'm
are, I
missing
think,
some
starting
things.
out with less health than you have in previous runs.
Yeah.
That's true, but like we just got to
Yes,
the morning.
there's a fair there's plenty of room for growth.
And I need it because I don't have anything that works well together.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Is like I wasn't sure about your build.
It might be okay because the cast is decent.
Excellent.
Side in.
I'm going. Step aside. My blood is not for you.
So, in your guys' opinion, what do you think is the best format for myth reception, Greek myth reception? We've looked at quite a few.
I'm very biased towards this game series because I think it actually does a sort of slyly good job. The first one especially, although the amalgamation of Kronos and Kronos aside.
Yeah,
but it's the only like source of popular media that will have a reference to like Orphic mystery cults. So
Yeah, that was so cool about the first one.
No blood where you're going. Hear me.
Well,
on my
well
authority.
even Melanoe and like this whole aspect of like the witches of Greek mythology is
Mhm.
not like very prominent. It feels
no,
like.
I was doing a little poking around, and it seems like her first attestation in sources is late. It's like 2nd or 3rd century CE. Roman sources, she might be some kind of like syncretic god, as many of these beings are.
Yeah.
Sort of one of many vague underworld deities.
Hey,
I mean,
he's
you
hanging
know
out here
home.
now.
I mean, you know home. You know home.
Yay!
Oh, that makes sense. We got
Yeah.
Narcissus out here.
That makes two of us. What ails you, Shade? Is there something I could do to ease your burden?
Use your burden. Use your burden. Use your burden.
I like how she's stoned too.
It's so cool.
Andy, do you know who this is?
Yeah, all the name. Pom pom pom. Boom boom boom.
Oh, that's
Baby,
pretty
baby.
cool. Andy, you know who this is?
Nope.
This is Echo.
Ah,
She's tied to
Narcissus.
Narcissus.
gotcha.
She was a nymph.
Oh yeah.
But thanks.
Mm-hmm.
Was in love with him, but he was full of himself
Mhm.
and didn't notice her. So did she do anything, or she basically was just depressed, went to a cave and
This is all from
disappeared?
Ovid, who is. I mean, so she I think is attested in other sources, but the main thing is Ovid's metamorphoses, and which is probably the first time that they actually get paired together.
Mhm.
At least so such as it seems. But she was complicit in, like, so when Zeus was running around on Hera, that she would sort of act as like interference or run
Okay.
distraction to keep Hera away, and then Hera found out and then cursed her to repeat only the last words as
Right.
punishment for her, I guess, like lies or deceptions. And then she encounters Narcissus, who is having his own thing where he sees himself in his reflection. And so you get this kind of tug and push and pull kind of force between them. And then she eventually withers away until she's just the voice, and then he turns into the flower.
And I know that there's some iterations of like Narcissus is
Oh,
either
right.
falls in love with his own reflection, or there's other versions where like he had a twin sister that he loved and she died, and so when he saw his reflection and he looked
My
like her.
mic's being weird, so I'm gonna
Okay, yeah.
reset. I'll be right back.
Okay. Does that sound familiar to you, Lij, about the
I feel like I've heard that before, but
I don't know like where that version comes from.
and I don't know if that's like a I don't know. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure because I feel like I've heard it with that he fell in love with just like another boy that
I could see
they
that
were both
too.
like the same age and he fell in the water and drowned, and so he was like looking into the water to like see, and it like trapped him there somehow, and I have no idea where that came from.
That's
Because
you
the
know what?
only version I've ever read is actually, I think, is the Ovid version.
Yeah. All right. I'm breaking out Theoi. Gotta love me a good Theoi. Okay.
Sure.
Oh shit. Waste.
We might not make it to Cerberus this time.
No, we will.
Okay. Andy's confident. He's confident.
All right, all right.
Let's see.
And also for reference, with Echo being a stone, so Echo is usually an Oread, which is a mountain nymph.
Okay.
Which is
That
probably
makes
why she's made a
sense.
rock. Why she's a rock here.
I figured that would be kind of. Okay, I'm hitting up Theoi, looking up Narcissus, because we all have some interesting, lesser-known versions of Narcissus that I would like to see if there are. Theoi, don't fail me. Narcissus, thespian youth of Greek mythology.
Store it is.
Thespii, in Boeotia, son of the river god Kephisos,
Not what I was hoping to
and
find.
the fountain nymph Liriope.
have to reach you however we can, and Charon's been more than keen to oblige. Bit of an odd fellow, but then aren't we all?
So we have Echo. The other admirer was the youth Aeneas, who became distraught when Narcissus cruelly spurned him. He killed himself before his beloved's door, calling on the goddess Nemesis to avenge him. His prayer was answered when Narcissus fell in love with his own reflection in a pool. Gazing endlessly at the image, he slowly pined away and was transformed by the nymphs into a narcissus flower. Others say he was instead filled with remorse and killed himself beside the pool, and from his dying life's blood, the flower was born.
Okay, all right.
So that might explain if there's a link to Nemesis, we might see that come out in the story later too. That'll be interesting.
Okay.
And that's like Nemesis has not been that involved in our playthroughs here so far. We saw a little bit more with her when we played before.
Oh, like a lot of the story happens as you die.
Yeah. And Andy's doing very well at not dying.
As he just died.
Oh, did he have a?
Yeah, he had a death defiance.
But we are on, but we are on Cerberus, so like.
We I think we like this is a group effort.
I know it really
Exactly.
is.
Both watching one person play, but got him about 2/3 of the way down, which is looking pretty good. But Cerberus is probably gonna pull some bullshit in a second.
Yeah.
Winding up. Ooh.
Honestly, it's more just Nemesis that's causing me issues.
Oh yeah.
Or not Nemesis, Eris.
Eris.
Yeah.
Or Boons,
Yeah. Well, yeah. Like
Or
every
whatever
hit
it
is
is,
really
yeah.
like you're really feeling it.
Come on,
You can-
poppers.
you can stop.
We're trying to help.
I have to imagine there's gonna be some kind of payoff with Eris or something, where like
I would think so. She's
Eventually
too fun
it
of
will
a
come
character
around.
not to do that.
Yeah.
it also seems wild to me that they would like impose a like double damage thing on every run. Oh, you were right there.
So close.
Oh man.
Oh man.
I got greedy.
You at last.
That was so close.
Princess of the Underworld. I regret having to contact you at
Oh
such a
man.
time.
I think this
Don't
might be
intervene
it for
in
me, you
moments of
guys.
doom, only to observe.
I might be
That's fair.
a little video gamed out.
That's fair. You should see who this character is.
Yeah, who we got here?
Lord Moros, emissary of
Doom.
the three fates. So your sisters heard me after all.
They expected me to find you, for there's something they intend
Doom
for you to have.
incarnate.
Wherever you're going,
Very fun.
look for it when you arrive. I'm uncertain if we'll meet again. Farewell.
They will meet again.
It's been an honor.
Wait. He's gone.
All right.
All
Lij,
right,
before you
Oh, yeah.
do you want to see any of the like talk real quick before we do another run, or are you good? Up to you.
I'm kind of good. I'm so
Okay.
sorry.
No, it's okay.
Everybody has their limit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, this is about as much video gaming as I ever
That's fair.
if I ever do.
I think we're planning to go till 3 on Eastern for people who are watching or in chat. And we do have plans to stream this at least one more time before we are going to have a guest come on the show. We're going to talk about Hades 2. So, yeah. So watch our socials for that. We'll update you when we do another stream of this. Otherwise, hang out with me, Andy, and Colin. You still good for?
Yeah, I need to get some food in a second, but other than that, I'm pretty good. I might go grab a snack and bring it back.
Yeah, that
try
sounds
not
good.
to eat on mic.
All right.
I'm gonna
Quick
take like a 5-minute break anyway
Break?
because
Yeah,
water.
that's a
stuff,
good plan.
All right.
5-minute break and we'll get
5
probably
minutes.
one more run in.
Awesome.
Cool.
All right. Thanks for hanging out, Lij.
Yeah.
Have a fun
Thanks,
Thanksgiving.
guys. Thanks. Bye, friends.
Bye. next 45 minutes, please.
You know.
Fantastic. All right. Mute before I take a big bite with the crunch.
Just a second here. We got 3. There we go.
Dora,
Alright.
don't you pay any attention to what's been happening out there? The rise of the Titan of Time, the siege of Olympus?
Nope. Can't say any of that rings a bell. Olympus, that's where the family members you don't like live, right? And the Titan of Time, I get that he's bad, but he's never done anything to me personally as far as I know, so.
That's fair. That's fair.
This entire encampment exists to resist his efforts to overthrow the gods and rule the world?
Well then, maybe I should thank him because I happen to like this encampment.
Oh, shush.
And now it's my turn for the cat.
Yeah, I know you have Callie now.
That's right.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure she'll lead to great success for you.
Nope.
Yeah.
Is that? This is from the Three Fates.
Oh, I guess I forgot. The Fates are in the first game, but insofar as they issue you quests,
That's right.
Indirectly.
Okay, that's right.
Prophecy fulfilled.
Got that one.
Another prophecy fulfilled.
Minecraft.
It's interesting to note that like Dora is saying we don't like the Olympians. It's like she's never met any of them, right? And she doesn't have the same hostilities. If she was a baby when she was abducted, she wouldn't have the same hostilities as like
The rivers
her
overflowed back there.
dad and mom would.
Moonlight
So
guide
Hecate
us.
doesn't like them? I don't understand the dynamics yet, which is probably a good thing. Like,
Something by the
hopefully it's
Vulcan.
going to come together.
Special order privileges from Lord Charon himself.
Oh.
I don't know if that's worth it. Yeah, it probably is.
Order approved.
The wretched broker. Which for the longest time I thought that thing on his head was a book before I realized I think that's his hair.
I totally agree. It looks like a book.
Here are the bones.
But I guess you're right.
The arms of night seek something more from me.
Yeah, Nyx is also conspicuously absent here too.
Mm-hmm. I feel like in a previous playthrough, did we see her in a flashback, Andy?
Awaken in this
Nyx?
the unknown.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
I don't
think
remember.
so.
What now? By light of moon, together, let us shape reality.
You've done it.
Such sorcery.
Nightshade seeds.
Not yet.
Headmistress, I saw him, Kronos. First beyond Erebus in the guise of an old man. He then attempted to ensnare me in some vision out of time. The river aflame, everything ablaze.
Still, your heart, Melinoe, you're safe. And you were able to return again, which means that all your training served you well. So then, he realizes
Glad we
who
could help
are.
you out, Tommy. Thanks for hanging out with us. Bye.
So he claims. I broke free from his spell like it was second nature, but neither could I raise a hand against him. What must I do now?
Nothing has changed. You're to confront him down where he resides, where your mother and father rightly ought to be. But go with patience, not with haste.
So the general movement in this game, whereas like in the first game you're moving up towards the surface, you start in the lowest part. Is the idea that we're kind of moving down in this one, that we're heading lower and lower with every passing?
Yeah, but still in like the boundary. Like we're
Yeah,
trying
well,
to find like a secret route, right?
Yeah.
You look as though you've seen a ghost, if you'll forgive the very antiquated mortal turn of phrase, goddess. So we'd say to someone looking disconcerted. Things all right?
Yes and no. I saw Kronos out there. I thought he had me, but I broke free from his spell. This was in Oceanus, though I also caught him snooping near the pathways out of Erebus.
Damn it. Our reports said nothing of the sort, but then some of our shade informants haven't yet returned. We had expected Kronos to stay put in the lowest reaches. You must have caused enough of a stir to catch his notice.
I've hardly been discreet in my approach. Is there truly no other way?
We reckon not. We're counting on him thinking you're inconsequential to his plans. As for our own, I shall go over this with the good witch. Be safe, and cheers for the report.
Of course. You're
Oh.
Plenty of room to grow.
Oh, you can grow things now. Yay.
The darkly splendorous Malinoe attends a certain thicket of the crossroads whenever she requires time to think and plan.
Time is against us.
I can gift the sleeping guy. I have to do it.
Sure, do it. Why not?
May you have pleasant dreams
See if it
for
wakes
as
him up.
long as you
Right.
slumber. And if and when you finally wake, know that this nectar shall be waiting for you. Welcome to the... Wait, welcome to the what?
Kind of worked.
And you get nothing.
Yep.
That's fine. Less choices to deal with.
Think I can raise my grasp. I never realized.
That's good.
The Huntress.
We're just waiting for things to get started.
Mm-hmm.
We're waiting for Angie to kick butt and save Cerberus.
The messenger.
We must save the puppers.
But first, we must build our loadout.
Ready. Don't have enough for that.
I didn't actually buy it.
Dun, dun,
No,
dun.
okay. I'm confused.
So, Colin, do you think you're going to start playing on your own time now, or are you still busy with...
I think I'm gonna probably still wait till the full version's out. But soon I will.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's any sign of where that's out. There's been no announcements as far as I'm aware.
Yeah, the Olympic update was the last big announcement, and I feel like that was a month ago.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, considering... I mean, we still have a lot of questions right now, but, like, what there is of the game so far is pretty good.
There's a lot of, I mean, even in early access, there's a lot of game available. Like almost like as much as the whole first game, possibly.
The lightning sigil. The king
Oh,
of
here he
the
is.
gods must
There
have
he
his
is.
soul recently. In the name of Hades, Olympus, I accept this message.
So he is in play.
Yes.
Young lady, so we meet at last. Emerged from all that gloom to help us settle an old score. If you possess your father's strength, then we have the advantage. Let us strike.
I love how his hair and beard look like clouds. It's a really good design. It also just very much reminds me of Disney's version of Zeus.
That's not the greatest. It works.
Like, and away we go. This, depending on how well this run goes, this might be the last one we do for today.
At this rate, we'll probably get a second one because it's rough.
Oh yeah. Well,
Oh,
then
wow.
again,
What happened to your life?
some of my best runs have been like ones that's really started out in the hole, and then there was something happens where like, well, I know I'm not going with it, so I like stop caring, and then like weirdly like find myself getting quite far.
Yeah.
It's a paradox of like the harder you try, sometimes the worse you do.
Yeah. Well, like I said, it's like the last time we played this, which was months ago, it's like we couldn't get past Scylla. So like, no, Andy.
And this time it was
work with her.
first try, basically.
Yeah.
We have heard nothing from fleet-footed Hermes since he told us of our enemy's advance. Thus we strike, yet hold to faith that some night hence he shall return to us with news about what else the Titan Kronos has in store.
It would make sense that Hermes might have been
Please make your
ensnared,
choice.
since he is able to travel to the underworld more easily than anyone else.
Together we shine.
You shall be feared.
Oh, you got healed. Yay.
Yeah, that's what I bought. Worth it. Yeah, Blitz would be better on my special.
Yeah. We still haven't had much interaction with Nemesis outside of like the crossroads.
Did she? I assume she comes in like very like there's a random chance that she'll pop in on a run.
Similar to like how Thanos was played in Hades.
Yeah. I feel like I saw very little of, like, the first time I played Hades, I feel like I didn't meet Thanatos until I was like pretty far into the game.
Yeah.
Just like from the, because it's always like there's the randomness of the encounter.
Mm-hmm.
And for whatever reason, like he just tends to not show up all that much in my games.
Yeah. Yeah, it's very similar in like Nemesis kind of is resentful of the fact that you're like Hecate's favorite student or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's a very competitive relationship.
Makes sense given the
he went down into your underworld and I drifted away like a spark from a flame.
I kind of wish I could switch Scorch with Blitz.
Getting warmer.
Dun, dun, dun. Oh, that wasn't good.
That thing's hitbox is annoying.
Dun, dun, dun. Dun, dun.
Foul spirit.
We've been locked in conflict with Kronos for so long that we've begun to doubt that anything can meaningfully change. I wonder, Flower, can you truly rid us of this blight?
Maybe. So like there's been an ongoing war for a long time, it seems like. Which I guess makes sense. Like how do gods age? And in like what time span?
well, sometimes they can be children. Like, I mean, Hermes is a little bit. It's like born in the day. By evening, he's stealing Apollo's cattle. And Zeus was also a baby at one point. There's all sorts of parts of the baby Zeus myth. What the timeline is on any of this, if is always vague.
Yeah.
Intricately woven spider silk ensconcing the environs of one gloom-filled recess within Erebus, rivals in quality even the weavings of the gods themselves.
Checks out.
Arachne knows her stuff. Got some cocoons for you. Saw
Perfect.
you get into a scuffle with the great big witch. Why are you fighting? I thought you were on the same side. Oh, I can hardly keep up with everything lately.
Headmistress and I aren't really fighting. Well, no, I suppose we are, except it isn't born of anger or misunderstanding. It's just her way of making certain I'm prepared.
Huh. Well, look, you show her for me the next chance you get, won't you, my friend? And no pressure, but I might be watching just in case. I won't get underfoot, I promise.
I really am excited to see what they might do more with her storyline.
We've on.
Because Arachne really got done dirty.
I mean, she seems like analogous in this to Sisyphus in the first game.
Yeah, that's true. But Sisyphus did not get done dirty. He done that to himself.
No, for sure. And well, I was about to ask if we don't have any nectar on our hands to gift her to see where that takes us.
No, we gave it to Hypnos, who said welcome, and gave us
the House of Hades.
I need to recharge.
I'm trying to think of what could you be welcomed to?
Oh no, because in the first game that was his thing. Welcome to the House of Hades, like his line.
Okay. And what does that mean when sleep's asleep?
That's a question.
Does that mean no one else gets to sleep? That feels bad.
That could be the case.
Yeah, it's what puts sleep to sleep and keeps him asleep forever.
He's just tired. He's tired of partying.
Well, yeah, and then what's the point of that too?
It's like we're
what is
mitigating.
the friend plan?
It's like we're mitigating Inside Out, where it's like, how can emotions have emotions?
Can't right now.
Hey, bub. Come hang out. Have a little prosciutto. I know you love that.
That's some tracking skill, I must admit. She's gone so often, figured she was merely lollygagging with her woodland friends again.
I feel like Artemis would literally just be like, fuck y'all, I don't want anything to do with you. All the time. Like, even her brother. I don't know if she cares to hang out with that much.
Choice.
Health?
Yeah.
Going for the health. I like the next time we come together, we've got to come up with some like clear theories of what is Kronos' plan, what is Hecate's plan, why is Hypnos asleep, and is that part of a plan? And maybe what characters do we still expect to see? Like I don't know. I need to go back and look at the first Hades game, like how many characters there ended up being.
There were. Let me think. Let me count them.
There are a few.
I think there were 8 Olympians, or maybe some. Who am I forgetting? Zeus, Poseidon, Athena, Ares, Aphrodite, Artemis, Demeter, Hermes. I think there were 8 Olympians.
Okay.
This is an easy thing I could just look up, but I'd rather just speculate on my hands.
Like pretend Google doesn't exist for me. Like,
exactly. I imagine whatever this game is doing, like I think as a sequel, it's maximalizing. So you're going to get more, probably a lot more.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be surprised if we get 10 or 12.
You know, I do know that Medea is in this update. And we've never seen her.
She's probably. I don't know how many stages the early access goes to, if you can get past Erebus or not. Or not Erebus.
You can fight Kronos. Yeah. I know that.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, you could talk to Kara.
I'm going to.
And yet eludes the grasp of Kronos, does he? Turn to a life of the piratical smuggler in these dark times, huh?
Could make a trade.
But if we're going to follow, like, thinking about how early access is getting rolled out, they started with like the first guys. You get a mix of new and old. So we've got Zeus, Zeus, Poseidon, Aphrodite, Artemis, but also Hestia and Apollo, who are 2 new ones. I imagine Hera seems like the next biggest sort of deity, followed by Hephaestus, maybe.
Yeah. Well, and like I said, it's like since there's a big emphasis on witches, it's like, and we know Medea is going to show up. I would think Circe would as well.
Possibly. Or at least in, I mean, there's a lot of stuff that
Perhaps I
gets
can locate him again.
referenced in dialogues or
That's
journal
true.
entries, things like that. If it
Well,
doesn't make it into the game per se, or like exists in like as a weapon in some way, shape, or
that's
form.
true. Well, I mean, just based on like Odysseus's description in the book,
Nocturnal arms shall follow their lead.
Mhm.
mentioned like he has a penchant for witches, and I'm like, oh yeah, he
Yeah.
does.
Well, so actually that leads me to my next question, because in the first game, for all the characters back in the back in the House of Hades, a lot of them had like a correlate out in the underworld, and
Yeah.
it was part of like reconciling like Patroclus and Achilles, Orpheus and Eurydice. Sisyphus was kind of his own thing, but like, is there as we get more on say Odysseus, like is Circe out here in one of these?
Is it
Or
Circe?
Penelope.
It's Penelope, yeah, especially because you have Arachne as a weaver. Yeah, that could be really interesting.
And yeah, is there going to be like, who are the other characters we're going to meet out here floating around, kind of like Arachne?
Right. Well, and again, it's like you would think Charybdis would be in here in some regard too, possibly. See if Andy
I
can
have a-
avoid being a sheep this time.
Uh,
So
Hate
close.
that. Don't mind me. Sheep.
Bah.
So I wonder, Andy, because like part of it is I'm wondering, I was looking, I'm like, these bosses don't seem all that bad, and I'm like, it's just Andy making it look easy. And so like, yeah, do these guys? I remember like the first time I faced Megra in the first game, she annihilates me usually. Like, are these bosses like, I'm wondering how you feel, like, does the difficulty feel compared to the first game? Is it on par, or does this game actually, does it feel easier?
This boss is actually harder to meg. But this boss is also a lot easier to read. Like, you can be slower. If that makes sense. The Celia fight's hard. Definitely harder than the dragon.
Yeah, the Hydra.
Yeah, the Hydra. Definitely harder than the Hydra. Cerberus, I'm still getting a handle on, so I can't really say.
Yeah.
I mean, Hades was ridiculous. It seemed ridiculously
Hades
hard.
was so
Yeah,
hard
Hades
the
is
first
tough.
time.
Hades is
Yeah.
tough.
Dig, 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 dig.
Beneath
Shiny.
the outer edge of Erebus extends a hidden region of the underworld, known only to few and navigable only by fewer still.
And what I wonder is, we will see alternate versions of the bosses.
Yeah, once you get to the like late game and you start having heats. But
You
Headed down. You seem to know your way around. I am master of this realm, yet even I would never venture into yonder woods. You even found your way back from your detour in Asphodel.
damn you, Kronos.
The fates cannot help you now.
yeah, just fight him.
Stop. 'Tis a pity that this granddaughter of mine is both a weakling and a fool, though an elusive one. I ought to thank the fates that we have met at last.
Isn't his, like I said this earlier, his staff looks like a bird almost.
I saw somewhere
And he's
they were
very
talking about how he.
Egyptian.
Well, that I saw somewhere that he's got a scythe, which is a like Kronos
Yeah.
with a C
Yeah.
reference.
And in time, we surely shall grow past this halted start to our relationship. I shall see you later.
Wait. You.
Yeah.
Done there.
Oh yeah, I see like a fourth circle further down that we haven't made it to yet.
Oh yeah, I think there's like gonna be 5, or if there aren't 5 already, like it's more. Although I guess the first game, I always think in my brain in the first game, I think that there were 3 zones when there were actually 4.
4, yeah.
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 Is
I always
it-
forget about the gates.
With Cerberus, yeah.
Yeah. And the satyr and like the satyr realms
Satyr
or
bag,
whatever.
yep.
Yep.
Babe, the fishies are trying to get you.
They are. It's their vengeance.
Those shark things remind me of like there was this old show. My brother Andy knows it too. There was an old TV show that was like half man, half sharks.
Oh, Street Sharks.
Street Sharks, yeah.
Oh yes, I know.
That is-
I remember. Young Colin was all about Street Sharks.
I just remember my brother having a figurine of one of them that like had like biting action or something.
Yeah, they could. They like. Yeah, they were. There was a lot. They would chomp, and that was like all the ads were them like chewing their way through whatever like various buildings and stuff. There's a great ad with Vin Diesel, hawking Street Sharks. There's something very like there was like them and like Biker Mice from Mars. There's something so quintessentially 90s about the entire. Well, like one that they're like very clearly like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles kind of knockoffs, and then 2 just like the whole aesthetic, like the biker radical, like yeah, they're like punk or
Yeah.
you know like this hard extreme, you know, extreme with an X edge.
Yeah.
Ooh, get those vases at the top. Are you not getting money from those? Name.
No, not yet.
Okay.
You're in my way.
I do think it's interesting that the music specifically changes in this room.
Yeah, it's like mini boss music, right?
Yeah. I just wonder, is that just to indicate it's a mini boss?
Yeah.
Because like music is so intentional on this level.
Yeah, this is the you fucked up music.
Yeah.
And like, you are side questing now.
I will say the mini bosses are easier than they were
Yeah.
in the 80s.
There's always the one that's like the Gorgon head and the like stalactite that like jumps around. I always hate
that one's easy.
one. Yeah. And then what are the other? There's the 2 skeletons with the bombs. That one,
Yeah,
once
those
you kind of
ones-
get their number, they're fine. But there's the one that's like the giant orb that shoots out butterflies.
That one's annoying.
Oh, I remember
yes.
that, yeah.
And anything, the cherry, like what are those called? The little cherry guys that explode.
Yeah.
Can get deeply annoying. Which is, I think, part of the reason I like the Athena boom so much, because she kind of like mitigated them.
Yeah, she just makes them a non-issue.
The might of the heavens.
Oh yeah. We'll have details on Zeus now too. We'll save that for a read for next time.
Here's Narcissus.
To denizens of Oceanus, their full selves.
Well, I guess I answered that answers part of the question I had, because we're gonna get Narcissus and Echo. So I mentioned a portion of this game is ferrying sort of info between the 2.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting to see like who Odysseus' counterpart is.
Like many other things lurking about, I'm compelled to give you this, just as a casual acquaintance, to be clear.
You give me such tokens of affection, full knowing I've already got a lot of them, and more importantly, am spoken for. Fine. Here's something.
Nice.
I like his voice.
How could I ever forget you, Narcissus?
I have one rule, and that's look, but don't touch, okay? In fact, why don't you stand a little farther back? And also tell me how come you keep showing up like this?
I've some affairs to settle in the lower reaches of the Underworld. Thought I'd take this rather scenic route through this chamber of yours.
Oh, it isn't my chamber. I just find the waters here particularly clean and reflective, and far fewer would-be suitors than an asphodel. Remember to take a gift before you go.
Ew. So we still haven't gotten to see his face. I really want him to just be like mid, like he's not
Yeah.
actually super attractive or anything. He's just
Yeah.
really full of himself. It will be interesting to see. Like, I didn't realize Nemesis was involved in his story in terms of like she's involved in cursing him. So like we've barely seen Nemesis really play in this run. So I'd be curious to see what happens when she shows up more.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Odysseus is the question is like, do we run into Penelope? Do we run into Telemachus? Do we run into Circe?
My money's kind of on Cersei, and and just like this is purely speculative, but I just suspect that the creators of this game are like Cersei Odysseus shippers.
Yeah, I could definitely see that.
Not that I actually know anything about them or their like predilections or anything like that, but that just seems like the energy that this game would go.
Well, and in terms of the witch theme, that makes the most sense for
Yeah.
sure. It would be funny if it was Telemachus, though. Like my wayward father. Once again, have to go and get him. I would also love if like one of these had Atalanta. There we go. Because it's like, I know we had Theseus just be part of the boss fight in Hades. Hercules would be interesting too.
Yeah.
I'd be expecting to see him actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, he seems like he would get a lip service in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah. Especially because he's like, we know like he has an apotheosis story, so like that could play pretty well into some of these.
You fall into the Odyssey bit where you see the ghost of Hercules down in the underworld, but also know that his immortal half is up in Olympus.
Well, that could be cool actually.
Felt that.
This could be tough.
All right.
All right, let's do it.
She's come back. You ready for another show, lady? We've been rehearsing our material, practicing nonstop because one day I'm gonna be a star. Oh, me and the gals.
What do your musical ambitions have to do with unprovoked acts of violence against me?
She's just heckling us gals. Ignore her and take it from the top. 2, 3, 4.
I like her so much. Like, she's fun. That poor drummer. As far as I'm aware, this is a new song I hadn't heard yet.
Yeah. I'm getting very like Hex Sister vibes.
Well, considering what the names of her sirens are, it's like you were right. It is a reference to the Runaways specifically. Are you serious? Yeah.
Yeah, I just don't have the damage.
You're chipping away. Featured artist. This is what happened whenever I watch Andy play these games. Is like I'd be too afraid to speak after a while. I'm like, you got this, babe.
No, you guys aren't distracting.
I know, but like I don't know. I get anxious for it.
Get in the circle.
That and like hearing the lyrics are pretty fun for some of these songs too. Oof, featured artist nailed ya.
Still got 100 HP. We're good. Oh, didn't see that though.
Andy's gonna want to be learning these guitar riffs later.
Getting it,
Yeah, cool.
enter your Joan Jett phase.
There we go.
He's been learning Chapel Roan songs. What's the Supernova?
Red Wine
Yeah,
Supernova and Pink Pony Club.
Yeah.
Who I can do.
Slowly but surely.
Oh.
Fishes!
Nice. Close it out.
Done.
There it is. Well done.
Ooh, that's kind of a brutal exit. All right. Like, I don't think we really have anyone in chat with us anymore, but do we think Andy can do it?
Nope.
Yeah, how
Not
far can
unless
we
we
get?
really lucky.
We gotta seek out some offensive boons, right?
Yeah.
Where to from here?
And we're also
Power.
gonna have to deal with this shit.
You made it. Hello, here to set another curse on me, Eris? For
Maybe
all
she
your
won't. Maybe she'll be nice this time.
idiosyncrasies,
Heh.
I never took you for a traitor.
I'm not, I swear. It's just, you'll never understand. I wanted this to be a special moment, but you had to go and ruin it. See you later.
Oh,
No.
great.
What if we give her some nectar next time? Well, maybe that will help.
Oh,
Try.
yeah.
Save one. Be sure.
I
Yeah.
feel like, well, yeah, because I mean, the big thing with the Apple of Discord and all that silliness was she just didn't get invited to the wedding. It's like, you know what? Just invite her to the wedding.
We'll get that pita.
Oh yeah.
Vitality.
Fair.
It's definitely making me hungry now, too.
Smackers.
Smackers.
Sounds like a British cuisine.
Yeah. Maybe Australian.
It's over.
That actually.
Adequate. A path of golden petals shall guide you.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of like where would they go after this if we got to another level.
Trenton. That would actually be a great twist if it just like pivots and it's like you're now in just like downtown Detroit.
Yep, there you go. I mean, what is the we've on Helva Boss? The joke is like the most hellish place on earth is Los Angeles. Things
Yeah.
like that. You're like, there you go. Let's see. Liminal spaces in Greek.
Oops.
I'm just curious. Let's see. Any other AI overview? What do you got for us?
We're going down in. I mean,
That's
just
true.
other realms of the underworld. Like I don't know. There's all sorts of rivers of the underworld we could be playing around with, like Lethe and.
Yeah.
And I got Perry Phlegathon already, or Sorrow, Mourning, Wailing.
Yeah.
All that
Because they did
stuff.
have Styx be a component of Hades.
Yeah, and that's in like Tartarus.
Yep.
Or like you just move around on the sticks. And I think the explanation for Asphodel being as it is that like the Perry Phlegathon River like overflows and ignites everything.
Okay.
Out of my way. Queen Marmia herself.
Oh, this could be a pain in the ass.
Let's see. I'm gonna go back to Theoi again and see if I got any other. It's been a while since I've messed around on this site. Creatures.
I'm having flashbacks to like the Asphodel like ones where like there's all the witches in the center of the island.
Mm-hmm.
Hate that one.
Yeah.
Maybe. Wait. Okay. What do we got? Okay. In the Odyssey, the realm of Hades is described in greater details, located at the ends of the earth on the far shore of the earth-encircling river Oceanus.
By the Sumerians.
Yep, beyond the gates of the sun and the land of dreams, the land of the dead was enclosed by the Arcusian Gate and 3 rivers, Styx, Cocytus, and Pyriphlegaton.
Pyriphlegaton, the best one, the river of fire. Fire. Yeah, Cocytus is wailing, I believe, and then there's also Acheron is like grief, hatred. And there's 7 rivers, I think, nominal. Like Lethe is forgetfulness. Styx is like enmity. That's the one.
Hesiod has beyond Oceanus is the land of evening, a cosmic meeting place of the ways where the great sky dome descended to the rest, its edge on the earth.
I also wouldn't be surprised if they backtrack over some of it. Like if it's gonna find, like I bet it will end in the final level in this is gonna be Tartarus.
Yeah.
Where, because it's like they've got Hades in prison, so probably down in Tartarus.
Yeah.
And Zagreus, I imagine, is gonna show up in some way, shape, or form.
I would think. So yeah, there's still a few kind of areas that could be referenced.
Mm-hmm.
That we haven't crossed yet. All right, how are we, Andy? How are we feeling about our build? Are we gonna save
Not
our
good.
fluffy boy?
No.
Darn.
You're not. We're in trouble.
You gotta save the fluffy boy.
You just don't do enough damage.
Those rookie numbers, kid.
They really are.
It's only me. Who are you, may I ask? Who are you, may I ask? May I ask? May I ask? Well, I can sense you're of no danger to me, so I am Melinoe. Family business down in Tartarus. And you are... Do I hear an echo?
Nice.
Oh, she was able to get.
See what you did there.
Well done. Evade.
Be strong, okay? Be strong. 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 Some myrtle.
So for some damage.
suffer no more. In the name of Hades.
See, I never know if something's good or not.
A golden bow.
They're not a whole lot.
What's your little ball that keeps following you?
Oh, this lets me refuel mana.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Still prizes to be claimed.
All right.
I'm trying to think of, so now miasma or pollution's being used. It definitely gives a sense of like the underworld is being corrupted or disrupted in some way. Like that seems like what we're saying with Hypnos too, being asleep. Like that's actually really odd.
Things are like out of balance or like out of whack. I wonder if Hypnos is gonna, or not Hypnos, Kronos is like being a sort of like Lord Business, like in the Lego movie, where it's all about like him trying to impose his perfect order on the universe.
That could be, because like if you think about, again, he sees Theogony, like the premise is like Kronos ruled over the golden age when, or you know how Hesiod phrases it, when everything was great. Now life sucks. And so maybe it's Hesiod's version of like, we should really put Kronos back in charge.
Yep.
So what ended up being, I never quite learned what Chaos's storyline was in the original game, Hades. Like,
so they're just kind of there as this like independent, they're like, you pop down into their like parallel plane of like nothingness and everythingness, and then they're kind of a weird game mechanic more than anything else, where they give these boons that instill like at first a penalty, and then if you make it past a certain point they pay off in some way. And then there's kind of a subplot involving when you like give enough nectars and have enough conversations, there's a subplot involving reuniting Nyx and Chaos, or not reuniting maybe, but like kind of like they mentioned that like they haven't, even though Chaos like is Nyx's parent ostensibly, they've been like out of touch for millennia.
That makes sense.
Yeah, and like like bringing Chaos like back into the fold.
Okay.
In some way, shape, or form. But also, Chaos sort of exists like aloof and independent, sort of everything.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering, if like they could come back into this game.
There's also in their realm. There's a spot for fishing sometimes in their realm. That's always.
Is that like when you fish in the mines at the like lava lake sort of fishing?
Yeah, it's another like, you see once you get the like a certain run through, Poseidon gives you a fishing rod, and then you can just, and then there's this whole sub quest of catching all of the fish in all of the underworld.
All right, can we deal with Cerberus? At least we got here.
Yep.
Right on time.
I have enough damage. Consistent to, I think, have you gotten to Cerberus on every run? Or almost every run?
Except for the first one.
Except for the very first one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, okay, so that's pretty good. It's good, great consistency.
I mean, hopefully if we don't get him this time, we'll get him next time.
Well, like the minute we log off, Eddie's gonna like stay on and be like, one more run, and then he's gonna do it and nobody's gonna believe him.
No.
He's pretty good about holding,
Ah, shit. Oh, that was cold.
I mustn't listen.
Interesting. So, I'm a fraud, shouldn't listen. Is she like being corrupted in some way too, or?
Not enough
Alright.
damage.
Well, we have a goal for next time. Save
Excellent.
Fluffy. Save Fluffy.
Beautiful.
Cerberus just doing his job.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good spot to call it.
Yeah, I love
Sure,
that she's a
sounds good.
dog lover. She's like, it's not poor baby's fault
No.
that he keeps murdering me.
Mhm.
All right. Well,
All
for
right.
anyone who's still hanging out on the stream, thanks for hanging out with us. And yeah, we're gonna be back in a couple weeks. We'll play through some more, and there's still some people we're missing. Gotta meet up and figure out what's going on.
We will advance through the levels.
Mhm.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't know. We'll see. I do have the hankering a little bit, but do I want to spring for early access?
Yeah, let's save it for winter break. Come to
Sounds
that
good.
decision then.
All right, we winding down.
We're winding down. All right.
All
Yeah, and stay tuned for our next episode. That's probably we just released yesterday,
Yep.
Friday. Yeah,
Yeah.
so in a couple
Mhm.
weeks. We're slowing our roll a little bit, y'all, but we've got good stuff
Uh,
coming.
All righty. Bye, all.